Y'all want to hear something funny? Also, last night I really thought that I was live on YouTube and Twitch. I was not. I was not. I did not press the go live button. But guess what? We live, baby. We live on Twitch and YouTube. So if you're not following me on Twitch and YouTube and you want a different experience, by all means, go ahead and, everything with Erica on Twitch and YouTube, everything with Erica. All right. You can follow me there. Also, guys, thank you so very much for being with me here tonight on this beautiful Monday. Again, I do hope you all enjoyed your day, and you could be anywhere else in the world, but you are here with me, and I appreciate you. So with that being said, as my girl No Rads would say, I need y'all to be active participants. All right. And by active participants, that means you got to tap the screen. You got to share the live within reason. We don't want to spam share because we're trying to stay on the FYP so we can keep having these conversations. All right. And it also means we got to take care of our gift goals, because doing all of this shows TikTok that you like it here and you want to be here. So guys, let's keep doing all of the good things. We're going to go ahead and see who we have here first. And then we're just going to go from there. All right. There we go. Let's see what we have here. I am doing well. I am doing well. Hello. I'm so sorry. I
Hey,
just let you up and I forgot your name. I can't see it because of
yeah,
the bar.
my name Daphne.
Daphne. Hi, Miss Daphne. How are you tonight?
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm glad to hear
I
it.
want to know how I'm being duped. And before you tell me that, I
Yes,
feel
ma'am.
like the Jasmine Crockett, she is a misreputation of a black woman in power. She's ghetto.
Did you just call another? Oh, hold on one moment. Let's do something really quick. Are you black
Yes, ma'am.
and you're a woman
Yes, ma'am.
and you just called another black woman ghetto?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know what that word means, the connotation of that word?
She the one presented this.
Okay, then you tell us, how is Jasmine Crockett ghetto? Because I think it's absolutely awful of you as a black woman to call another black woman that.
It's just the truth, and
It's
that's the
deplorable
problem with
behavior
us.
to me.
No, it's the problem with us. We shy away from the truth, okay? And we hate the truth. People hate the
No,
beautiful truth because they hate they love the ugly lies.
I'm sorry.
Jasmine
Me and
Crockett
my mic are
is
having a
the
moment.
wrong. Jasmine Crockett is the wrong misreputation of a black woman in power. Okay, she's ghetto. She's loud. Like Margaret Green said, those big eyelashes. That's a reputation to me of a
Because
ghetto.
she wears makeup, ma'am,
No,
ma'am,
you know what I'm talking about. That
ma'am.
look.
This woman went to Rose College. All right. She also has a Juris Doctorate from the University of Houston. All right. This is a woman who is not just educated, but she is more than qualified for the position in which she actually sits as a representative from the state of Texas. All right. There is nothing loud nor ghetto about her. I need you to understand that. Okay. Just because she speaks her mind and she does it without fault, without any how can I say this? Without thinking of what the white man is going to say about it, does not make her ghetto. All right, I'm
Okay,
going to need
that's
you to
just
check yourself and
okay.
make sure
That's the
you understand
typical.
why you hold such anti-black biases as a black
Okay,
woman. If
okay.
anything, you should be uplifting Jasmine Crockett.
No,
That's who
ma'am.
you
No,
should be
ma'am.
uplifting.
That's showing my daughter that you can still have eyelashes and this and that,
You sure as hell
and
can still have eyelashes. What does
but
eyelashes have to do with
no, but
anything? What
listen,
does
Miss
eyelashes
Lady,
have to do with merit?
that's not even who she really is. She's pandering too. Well, did you hear what you just
What
said?
do
She
eyelashes
went
have
to all
to
these
do with
colleges and
merit?
Miss Lady.
What do eyelashes have to do with merit?
It's a black look. Don't We're not gonna
Uh,
do that, okay?
is she not black? I'm sorry. What the hell is wrong with you,
I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
Devontae? I got it. It's okay, babes.
The typical ghetto black chick with the big eyelashes and the loud mouth, right? That you
Like
say
you,
she don't take no crap from the white man
like
and all
you,
of this. Right,
like you.
right, right, right.
Oh,
Because
so
this is
you're
how I
saying
was
that. So you're
raised.
basically your identity. So you hate what you are. I'm trying to understand exactly
Yes,
where you're
yes,
coming
I
from here.
do. Yes, I
You
do.
are
And I'm
really up
working
here
on
saying
it to
that you hate.
change
Why
it.
do you hate what you are?
Because
Because what?
we was raised to feel like we are oppressed and we can't do nothing because of the color of our skin, and you got to be loud and obnoxious like Jasmine Crockett, and yeah, you got
You
to
can't be
not go
loud.
for no white
It's a
man
lot to
stamp
unpack
and the
here.
typical black man. That's crap.
That's a lot to unpack. Do you not hear the question that I asked you? I said like you. So you hate what you are, and you said yes, you
Yes,
hate what you are.
yes,
I just want to make sure
yes,
that we're clear on that.
yes.
Okay.
Very clear.
So
Very
you
clear.
hate I can't believe you. You're saying this. I'm sorry. I honestly
It's
can't
just the truth.
believe
I'm
that you
sorry.
dislike yourself to the point that you would come out of your mouth at another black woman like that. But it is very true. You have to be a self-hating person in order to say that about another black woman.
No, you
Like
got to be a
what?
self
No, 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 no.
of
Hold
you
on,
got to
Miss
really
Daphne.
go through it to see
Daphne,
it.
Daphne. Hold on one moment, right? Because when I'm talking, I can't hear you because my voice plays back. Okay. So here's the thing. All right. Because you are a black woman. All right. I don't want to argue with you. That's the first thing. Can we establish that part? Can we have an actual
Yes,
conversation?
yes, man. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm
Okay.
calling you ma'am and ma'am.
All right. So, Daphne, real talk, seriously. All right. Why do you think that basically you just being you isn't good enough?
Because when I was just being me, I was ghetto and I was just doing the typical ghetto stuff until I changed my way of thinking that I don't have to be that way to feel like, hey, look at me, I'm cool over here. That's crap. I never reaped no benefits from that. I said I was in the hood. I say, who can I give my 2 week notice in that I quit? I throw my hands up. I don't want to be a nigga no more. I put my hands up.
Bro, calm down. Calm
It's a
down, ma'am.
no. I'm just telling you the
No,
truth.
it's
It's a
just your
difference
language.
between.
Use
It's a
TikTok friendly
difference.
language, please.
Okay, sorry, but it's a difference between us. It's niggers and blacks.
No,
I'm
ma'am,
telling you.
stop. Stop.
Oh, okay.
Stop. You don't even understand. I can't deal with this shit. I'm sorry. You don't even understand the history of that word. You don't even understand the history of
See,
that word. Do you even
and
know what
that's
the
the
N word
thing.
means?
Yes, and that's the thing. We get so sensitive,
No, no, no,
sensitive
no, no,
over
no. It's not
over
about
that
being
word.
sensitive because here's the thing. I'm not gonna argue with you. I might bring somebody else up here to do it, but I'm not gonna argue with you. All
I
right.
thought we was having
Here,
a
I'm
conversation.
trying to. I'm really trying to, but you keep saying inflammatory stuff that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I don't understand where this is coming from. I don't understand the self-hate. And you're not explaining it in a way that's making sense to me.
I'm trying to, but you keep on telling me, whoa, whoa. I'm just telling the cold-hearted truth. I'm
I'm
not
not
trying
doing
to
this.
be I'm not trying to be up here in competition with nobody. I ain't trying to cause no conflict. I'm just telling the absolute truth. They say I'm uneducated. Yes, I am. Because when I was growing up, my mom put us in special ed just to get a check off of us.
You're a
That's why
character. Oh my God. Santana,
yes,
please help because
yes.
I'm about to
Your
say something
chat,
that I may not be able to take
your
back.
Yeah,
chat
hold
is
on. Hold on
telling
one
you
I
that.
second. Hold on one
can't.
second. Is
I can't do this. This is insanity.
hold
This
on.
is insanity.
Your chat keep
Daisy,
calling me
wait, wait,
that.
wait, wait, wait. No, seriously, I need you to slow down. Is it
Chat
Daisy?
chill.
Is it Daisy? That's her
It's
name?
Daphne. Daphne.
Daphne? Daphne. Daphne. I am so sorry, but you have a lot to unpack. And
Yeah.
I'm not even being funny. I'm not joking. You should get off of TikTok live right now because seriously, you need help. And I'm not even joking. I promise you can DM me and I will do whatever I can to get you help. But you do not need to be on TikTok live talking about this at all. One, you're a self-professed hating black person. For you to sit here, I don't even care if you're talking about race, but for you to sit here and say you hate yourself,
I did not
that's
say that. I
You
didn't say that.
did.
No, I did not
I've
say
been
that. I said I
listening to
hate
you
the
the
way
whole
that I
time, Daphne.
came up.
Daphne, I've been listening. You did. I've been listening to you this
No,
entire time.
no. Well, I'm
Okay,
sorry
cool.
that you took it that way. I'm
No, no,
sorry. I
no,
did not
no,
say
no, no,
that.
Daphne. Those are the words that came out of your mouth. I've been listening. I wasn't even. I had no intention on being live or anything like that.
Do I
Daphne,
say
I
that in
came
my
up here
mouth? I hate
specifically
my
for
life.
you. I didn't say you said you hate your life. You said you hate yourself.
You said you hate yourself,
No,
Miss Daphne.
no, I
You
did
did.
not. I said I hate
Okay,
the way that I
listen,
came up.
listen. Okay, seriously, Daphne, listen. I'm gonna. Matter of fact, I just gave you a follow. Please follow me. and I will DM you. I will get you some help. We'll figure this out together. But I promise you, you should not be on TikTok Live talking about this at all right now. We're not even talking about the fact that you're using words that for some reason you don't understand the impact of what you're saying. Right?
But
You said that
sometimes you
you're.
got to say that to get people to listen. Because
There
you
is
could tell a
never
kid,
there is never a
please, can I
time
explain?
Ma'am,
there is
please,
never
Miss
a
Daphne,
time
please.
that using hate is the way to get your message across.
Exactly.
That's not what this is. And for you, a Black woman, to be up here saying those words in front of 500 something people right now is the worst.
Like, Daphne,
Huh?
Daphne.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not sure how you grew up. I'm just gonna say that I am not equipped
You can go to
to
my
have
page
the
and try to get a,
conversation.
you can go to my
I
page
don't
trying to get a understanding.
I
Definitely,
am not
seriously,
equipped, and I
seriously.
don't think this is the place to actually have the conversation. I'm
It's
actually
not.
with Santana. If you
It's
want to
not.
talk behind the scenes, I'm more than happy to talk to
No,
you.
this is for the
But
audience. This is for y'all to hear.
No, 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 no.
no,
Good.
I'm
Okay.
not
I'm
going to allow
good.
you
Seriously.
to
I'm
spread
good.
self hate on my platform.
Yeah, seriously. Like, Daphne, I gave you
You
a
ain't
follow.
telling the truth.
I gave you a follow, and I would love it if you would please, please, please follow me. You and I can connect. I will do whatever I can to help you. But I'm sorry, E. I don't want to overstep, but I'm going to drop her because
That's fine. That's
this is
fine. Go
not
ahead.
I
this is
just
not it.
probably
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't do that.
Daphne, if you can hear me, yes, shoot me a DM. We can figure this out, but this is not it at all.
Uh-uh, it's not.
All right, I'm going to drop
All
down.
right. Thank you, Santana.
Yeah.
My goodness. What a hell of a way to start the live, right, guys? That was great. Wow. All I can say is to my fellow Black parents out there, love on your children. Love on your children. All right. Let them know just how amazing they truly are. Big up their talents. Like Bubba loves to draw. Bubba loves to draw. Looking for an art camp for him right now. It's gonna cost me 5 arms and 15 legs, but goddamn it, big up. Let him know that he can do all things, and just tell them how beautiful they are. Teach them their history. Don't be afraid to talk about it. Don't be afraid to talk about it. Just do it. Just do it. Speak life into your kids. I believe. I believe. Okay, Daphne, if you say you're good, babes, I believe that you're good. But if you want to talk about this, behind the scenes, by all means, love, my inbox is open. It's open. I shot you a follow. My inbox is open. All right. I'll be looking for your message too, just to make sure that I respond. Guys, I need about like 20 seconds. Just give me about not 20, I'll say about 10 seconds. Just, wow. But yes, parents, Black parents especially, please, 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 just speak life into your children. Speak life into your children, please. You really have to. You have to speak life into your kids, man. Talk about how resilient Black people are. You know, talk about how, despite any obstacles that have been thrown our way, that still we rise. We rise. We rise. You should be your child's, biggest role model. You know, not a celebrity, not a politician or anything like that. However, we have them as examples. Jasmine is an amazing, amazing young Black woman. Amazing. College graduate. She has her Juris Doctorate. All right. If she wanted to, she could practice law. She's out here making differences. Right. She's changing. She is literally the change that she wants to see. You know? And I'm just, how do you, I don't know. I don't know. A wig, lashes, nails, clothes, hair does not make the person. Does not make the person. It has no, absolute no effect on their intelligence, their skill, their ability, nothing. It's a fucking shell. It's a fucking shell. Oh my gosh. Whew. Okay, all right. Okay, guys. Let's get back to it. All right, if you voted for Donald Trump, by all means, go ahead and request up. I'm not letting friendlies up right now. I am just talking to people who voted for Donald Trump. So let's do that. We're gonna talk about how you've been duped. How you've been duped. All right. Let's see here. Okay.
2-1.
Are you doing a mic check?
Go fuck yourself, bitch.
Oh, is it what you're doing? Boo. Whatever. Oh God, can someone with some like good sense, the sense the Lord gave a cow, come up and have a conversation? At least we can attempt with that. Good grief. All right, y'all. Y'all keep tapping the screen, sharing the live. I'm just gonna go into Tiny Dinies right now. Tiny Dinies. I might give out a roar. Devontae, I seen you in the comments, baby. I saw you, but I was like, gotta breathe. All right. I did say cow. I said the good sense the Lord gave a cow. All right. Yes, the good sense the Lord gave a cow. So if you voted for Donald Trump, by all means, go ahead and just request up. Carlotta, we're not getting pickle time just yet, baby. All right. We can't do pickle time every single night. Y'all gonna get all pickled out. You gotta, distance makes the heart grow fonder or something like that. What am I trying to do here? All right, so let's see here. I'm trying to see. I can't remember what it is I'm trying to do. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and set the daily donation goal for the night. It is $150, and y'all know how excited I was last night because all of my pay links are the same now. PayPal and Venmo, pay links in the bio. Everything with Erica is the name PayPal and Venmo. Also have a Zelle. Everything with Erica9@gmail.com. Everything is appreciated, and I definitely thank you all so very much for showing love. All right, maybe this will get the MAGAs to come up. As an unemployed person who does social media full time, I'm just trying to survive, y'all. Uncle B, hey, long time no see, love. All right. I know that's right. That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to pay for my baby's drawing camp because he want to go to art camp. And it's so cool that this year, normally he goes with his dad right after school ends, but this year he is home with me for after school ends through the month of June. So I'm like, yeah, Bubba, you're gonna get to go to art camp. Going to art camp because this is what he chose. I was like, hey, you want to go to soccer camp? He was like, no. And I was like, you want to go to coding camp? He was like, no. What about art camp? And I was like, art camp. Let me find one for you. So yeah. So I'm gonna present it to him tomorrow, see what he says, and then we're gonna go. Let me see. Diane, you said I look like I'm 39. I'm insulted. I am so insulted. Don't you ever. I know that's right. Okay, let me see here. Chris, I saw your message, so let's see what we have here. Oh, Chris, thank you so much. Chris sent 5 and said, Erica, thank you so very much for showing me so much love the last few days. Also, thank you for letting me up for pickle time last night. Love you so much. Love you more, friend. Thank you so much, Chris. You're awesome. I appreciate you, love. Also, shout out to the little brother I never wanted. Shout out to Santana for the 20 for the start of the emotional labor tonight. It's going to be some shit tonight, I can tell. Y'all, drop some hearts in the chat for Santana and Chris. Thank y'all so much. All right, awesome. We're 125 to go. 125 to go. All right, Santana, I'm not sending that back. I just want to let you know I'm keeping it. All right, let's see. What do we have over here? If there's anybody that wants to talk, let's see here. It says a recent guest.
1, go.
Do you just is this what you want to do? You just want to keep coming up and just doing this? How about this? Have fun. There you go. All right, guys. Tap the screen, share the live. Let's do all of the good things. All of the good things. Did someone put W Dark Lord? Was that Dark Lord? Oh, okay. That's Addie. Addie. I was like, what? I saw Dark Lord today in someone's chat, and I asked them. I said, "Who are you? Where are you from?" I said, "You have a lore." And then I left and I didn't get to see the answer, so I don't know if he answered or not. But I was like, you have a lore. So yeah. Hey, we'll see what happens. Oh, you got invited. Okay. Hi, Jay. How are you?
Well, I'm good. How you?
I'm doing well. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
I did.
I'm sorry to hear that. Why did you do that?
Nah, don't be sorry, man. It's a good thing
Sir, why'd you do that?
for a bunch of different reasons. Most
Give me like
importantly,
one.
economics.
Oh, economics.
Money makes sense.
Money makes sense. Okay. You're right. If it don't make sense, then it don't make dollars, right?
That's right.
Okay. All right. But here's the thing about it, right?
Okay.
Why did your president have to basically almost crumble the US economy just to do something that didn't even need to be done?
Wait.
Let's think about it.
So your belief is that he crumbled the U.S.
I
economy.
said almost. I didn't say he did. I said almost crumbled.
Wait. Hold on, mama. So let's take it.
Only one person calls me mama. And you ain't
Fair
him.
enough.
Don't do that.
So let's take it back 4 years. So you mean to tell me that you felt that the economy was booming 4 years for the last 4 years from 2020 to 2024?
I know I was doing pretty well. I think that we were on the up and up, especially during 2024. Hey, Hector.
So explain to me the mass inflation between 2022 and 2024.
No, but here's the deal. If we have to talk about the mass inflation, then what we're going to be doing is we're going to have to go back and we're going to have to talk about all the things that Trump did during his first term, the bad deals that he made, the tariffs, blah, blah, blah. We're going to talk about that. I'd rather talk about now.
The tariffs actually worked back then and they're working now.
Let's talk about now. Let's
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
All right. So here's the thing, right? Trump touted 90 deals in 90 days. Thus far, he's only gotten a deal with Great Britain, which actually really isn't a deal because we're paying more now in tariffs on imports from Great Britain than we were before Trump decided that, they needed to have a 10% tariff. So there's that part, so we're actually paying more.
So
Can you say that we aren't?
Let me ask you this. I mean,
Sure.
well, anytime you put in a tariff-based system, you're going to experience pain because you're moving away from a centralized banking system. And that's what people fail to understand. So like if you go back and truly understand the economics of our history as a country, you would know that in the, I believe it was 1860s all the way up until 1912, we were on a tariff-based system, 100%. No taxation, none of that. And then once we went into the third centralized banking system, it took us away from that, which is a fiat system. So that means that by design, your money is naturally going to depreciate, the currency itself. So it depreciated from 13 all the way to 71. So once we got into 71 and they came off the gold standard, it depreciated even further. So now you have over 100 years of being in this system, and you have somebody that's finally trying to take us away from this system. Because what people don't realize is that we are all slaves to the dollar. That's a what?
That's not true.
How is that not true?
You think he's trying to take us away
I think he's moving
the fiat system that we're currently on?
I think he's moving us back to sound money.
No, he wants to actually make crypto our currency.
Again, he's moving.
That's all he wants to do.
Moving. Well. Even if let's hypothetically say that that's the case, right? We'll entertain that for a quick second. So if Trump is trying to say that crypto is going to be sound money or moving us towards that system, break down what crypto is, please. I'm curious.
The digital currency of what crypto actually is?
Yeah, like what
crypto
makes crypto
is literally just to me. I can only say, like, to me, I know what crypto is. It's basically, to me, it's imaginary money, of course, and it's nothing. Yeah, thank you, Venus. It's literally nothing. But the point is, that's not the point of it. The point of it is that with the tariffs that Trump has implemented, he hasn't helped us any. So let's talk about the tariffs.
Wait.
No, wait. Wait. Hold on. Wait. I have a question for you.
Okay.
I have a question. Do something for me. All right. At the top of your screen, right? You see where the little heart me is, or like it says follow. You see right there.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, whose name is beside that?
It says Erica.
What else does it say? It say Erica _ Shantae, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay, all right. This here my juke junk. This is my juke
Okay.
junk. I need you to calm
All right.
down. All right, thank you. All right, I appreciate you. Hey, Kiki, thank you. Okay, so again, the deals. Trump is not doing us any favor. I don't know if you were here for it, but at the beginning of the show, I was basically like saying it was like the United States had a splinter, right?
Mhm.
And instead of, going in with a pair of tweezers and, removing the splinter, Trump just boop, chopped the finger off, put a bandage on it, and then said, look, I fixed it. He didn't fix anything. You still missing the finger. We're still going to be paying more money out of pocket because that's the whole problem here. Why is he doing this? I'm asking you as a Trump supporter, why is he doing this? Because even with Great Britain, the deal that he made with Great Britain, and I want to make sure that I have my numbers right? Before Great Britain, that deal that he supposedly made, we were actually paying 3.4% in tariffs on products coming in from Great Britain. Now we're paying 10% in tariffs from products coming in from Great Britain. So how is this better for us?
So to answer your question, I'll pose this question.
No, I don't want you to pose the question. I really want you to answer it. How is it better for United States citizens to actually be paying more for products from Great Britain? Because again, before April 5th, when Trump did his whole reciprocal tariffs, and I do use air quotes when I say that, reciprocal tariffs, because they aren't reciprocal, all right? Y'all don't know what reciprocal means, all right? We were paying a 3% tariff on goods from Great Britain. Now we're going to be paying 10%. That's not a deal.
How
make
much
it make
money were
sense.
they paying? That's the reason why I wanted to pose the question, because you have to, like, I have to ask this in order to answer your question accurately. So you make more money as a seller as opposed to being a buyer. Can we agree on that?
I like for you to get to the point.
So if you make more money as a seller, then the tariffs actually make sense, because we're bringing in more money. Like this country.
What?
You make more money.
So you're basically okay. So who okay, so you're saying that the United States is going to make more money because we're charging a higher tariff on an import.
We're charging a higher tariff on what we export. So yes, the country will make more money.
Do you understand that before April 5th, before Liberation Day or whatever the hell he was calling it, before that, UK only had a 0.7% tax on import duty on US goods, and now they're only going to, I think, like almost 2%. Is like 1 point something percent. So while theirs is increasing, their import tariff on US products is increasing by 2%, ours is increasing by over 3%. You make it make sense. How is this going to make us money?
We don't bring in that much from the UK. We export more to the UK. So if our tariff is high on the export, as we ship things over there, yes, we will make more money.
How will we make more money here in the US by shipping things over to Great Britain?
Because how is that?
You're thinking about the companies. He's speaking French when he say we, y'all. He's speaking French because he ain't speaking English right now. You're thinking the companies are going to make more money. You're right. The companies are going to make more money because they'll be able to continuously ship items over there. But how is that going to impact the United States citizens? Because we're going to be paying more from the goods that we get from England.
Not necessarily, because
yes, we are. How is it not necessarily?
We don't necessarily have to buy things from them. So what it does is,
oh my God,
What do we have to purchase from them that we can't make here in the United States?
Oh my God, that's not even the whole point. That goes back to another point. What is the purpose of Trump and these tariffs? Is it to actually bring back manufacturing to the United States, or is it revenue?
It's all of the
Because
above.
it's not. It
Honestly.
can't be all of the above, dear. It can't be all of the above. It simply can't be all of the above. It has to be one or the other. Because if you're
necessarily.
saying that it's all of the above, then Donald Trump, excuse my English, he has fucked us over for no reason whatsoever. He literally fucked us over for no reason whatsoever. This trade war doesn't solve anything. Only thing that is happening is that the United States citizens are paying more out of pocket for goods.
Well,
That's
it
it.
seems like from the numbers, things are going down.
What, you think because the price of eggs has dropped down some, that the
They
prices are
weren't,
going down?
yes, but yes, things are going down.
Okay,
you
so
can-
tell
you can
us
look that
how.
up.
Tell us. Okay, so what? Give me something that's going down. That's eggs.
Gas, OPEC,
Gas is going down. You think that's
Gas.
Trump?
100%.
You really think that gas going down is Donald
OPEC
Trump?
wasn't moving before Trump came into office.
That is
Yeah,
so untrue. That's
so
not a true statement.
okay. I work in this field every single day. It's a
proud of
very
you.
true statement.
I'm proud
Very
of
true
you.
statement. OPEC wasn't going down before the election. That just a
OPEC
fact.
has been actually discussing increasing oil production since December of 2024.
Yeah, but they cut it off in the
And
Gulf.
then what they didn't cut it off because of Trump. This is something that they already had in the works, that they were already planning on doing come the springtime, and they implemented it in the month of April.
No,
The increase in
saying,
oil production. No.
no, they
You
cut
can't
it off
attribute
in
this
the-
to Trump.
They cut it off in the Gulf. They were not producing in the Gulf. They were just doing P&A work, which is plug and abandonment.
No one cares about that. That doesn't make no one cares
That's not
about that. And the reason
production.
why,
That's not production. They weren't producing. They weren't producing in the Gulf.
I have the article right here from Reuters. All right. And this is as of May 3rd. All right. It literally says OPEC Plus has agreed to accelerate oil production heights for a second consecutive month, raising output in June by 411,000 barrels per day, the group said on Saturday, despite falling prices and expectations of weaker demand. So even despite it, they're still increasing production, because when you have more supply, when you have more supply of something and also a lesser demand, of course the prices go down. Donald Trump has absolutely nothing to do with that. This is OPEC Plus as a conglomerate actually making the choice to increase production. Donald Trump didn't do anything behind the scenes to do this.
They just recently ramped up production. They weren't doing that, is my point. They were not doing that.
But you're attributing that to Donald Trump when you have no actual 100%. Correlation that is because 100%. Of Donald Trump is the whole thing.
It's the markets. It's just the way the markets move.
No, you literally said, Jay, you said that Donald Trump is the reason that gas prices are lower. You said that.
Yeah, I stand by that.
But he's not. There's no correlation. Correlation does not equal causation in this case, buddy.
Okay.
It don't. It simply don't. It just don't.
I disagree 100%.
Why? How? Then show us something. Show us something where Donald Trump actually caused gas prices to go down.
Show you something where he.
You got to show and tell. Show and tell.
Stability.
I don't know the rest of the words, but that's what you have to do.
No, so is this his policies creates?
He ain't got no policies, babe.
His policy creates fluctuation in markets, which drives price.
You're not gonna gaslit me.
I'm just letting you know what it is.
You're not gonna gaslit me.
Whether you agree with it or not, that's why we have these conversations.
But you're not gonna gaslit me. I know that much.
Gaslit you?
Yeah. My chat know what it is. Subs. If you're a sub, drop that gaslit sticker. They know what it is. You're not about to gaslit me. Okay. You have to show us what policy did Donald Trump put into place that caused gas prices to go down. Show us now.
So it goes back to what I said initially. He's trying to take us back to sound money. Companies want sound money. That's a policy.
I know that's the argument that you want to have, but that's not what we're doing right now. We're having a conversation about the fact that
It's the
Donald
basis
Trump
of everything. It's the
had no
basis of
impact
everything.
on gas prices. That has been all OPEC plus and the decisions that they made. So
So look, I get it. You don't like Trump. That's fine.
ain't got nothing to
100%
do with
fine.
me not liking Trump.
It's fine. It's cool. The reality of it is that everything boils back down to the dollar. Period. So if you have somebody
The dollar that he's manipulating.
if you have somebody in office that's trying to move you away from a fake system to a real system, the markets are going to react in a positive way. Period. We've seen it over time. Reagan did it. Clinton tried to do it. JFK did it. Like, we've seen it over the years.
Hey, Liv.
So,
Hey, Erica.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm alive. I'm doing okay. All right. This gentleman down here, Liv, is trying to tell me that Donald Trump is doing all the good things by, reducing gas prices, but he can't tell us how he reduced gas prices. He says something about bringing us back to sound money, something of that nature. He went all the way back to like the 1860s. And then also, what he said, I'm making sure my recall is working. That's really all he said. That's it. Because he didn't really want to talk about, he also said that us as United States citizens, we are going to benefit from Great Britain having a higher tariff on US products. When the Great Britain tariff is like 1.9% or something. It's crazy. Have fun, Liv.
I'm not doing this tonight. I just came up here to make a specific point about why gas prices are going to trend down. OPEC is about to decimate the American market because let me ask you a question, Erica. Do you know what happens when oil barrels drop below $60, $50?
I've heard of this before. Tell the class, please.
There's no money to be made. So they just stop drilling.
Yes, they stop producing.
They stop producing. And so what OPEC is doing is increasing production to flood the market, which is going to drop the cost of oil. Mm-hmm. And U.S. markets are going to stop drilling. So once they stop drilling, guess what happens to the cost of gas?
And we up. We up right now. We up right now. Just wait until the summer. I give it by late July, August. Gas gonna be like $4.50 a gallon.
Me too. August is gonna be a great time for me. I'm very excited for August.
Oh Lord. Why?
I'm so excited because it's gonna be the end. It's gonna be the end of the second quarter.
Oh, okay. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Does that make sense to you, Jay?
I mean, I hear you.
You're a wait and see type of person, huh?
Well, not even that. I mean, you have to. For me personally, I factor in.
I hate when people say "for me personally" because who else is it for?
Well, it could be for everybody. It could
but you say, "But for me," you're talking
but,
about you. It's just a pet peeve. That's it.
So yeah, them ramping up production. You still have to factor in the strategic reserves. So yeah, ramp up production so that we can refill the strategic reserves, which were depleted under Biden. So
we're not depleted.
Yes, they were.
Liv, the strategic reserves were they depleted under Biden?
We depleted them.
He leave me already because he be doing that shit. What source do you have for that?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, what did he say?
He said that the strategic reserves were depleted under Biden.
Depleted under Biden. He only sold off oil that was about to go bad, and he made us money.
Because I remember him selling it at a lower price, and then selling it at a high price, and then buying back it at a higher price. Basically, netting us. You know what I mean? Shit.
Yeah, he sold off oil that was about to go bad at a higher price, and then bought oil at a lower price and made the United States money. That was a really boss move right
there. From what I understand is it was all depleted.
It wasn't all depleted. We would never go depleted. We like literally have like 3 times as much oil as our nation consumes in our strategic reserves to last us for decades on decades. Like it's not.
Well, we did at one point, but
yeah, but that's what we still have.
No, because they stopped.
Yeah,
So
sure.
that
Show me that it's not.
that big
We don't have to
deposit.
talk about this anymore. We don't have to talk about it. Just show me that it's not.
I'm not sitting in front of a computer, but
Okay, great. So I'm not gonna just take you at your word. I apologize. If you can't show me a source, then I'm not gonna accept it.
Oh, okay. We'll leave it at that then.
Cool. I would.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else, Jay?
Nah, I'm
Go
good,
ahead,
man. Y'all
Lil.
been real. I appreciate it.
Actually, I did have a point I wanted to address with you, Jay.
Yeah, what you got?
Yeah, it was about selling, right? In order to sell, it means we would have to manufacture.
Right.
Okay, great. How many jobs would need to be brought back so that the tariffs don't harm middle and lower class Americans?
I mean, I don't have a specific number, but I know a lot. A lot would have to come back 100%.
It would be a lot. It would be a lot. It would be around 20 some odd million jobs being brought back. What's the likelihood of Trump bringing back 20 million jobs in 4 years?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I think it's possible to bring a great portion of that back. I don't know the exact numbers to be like, all right, well, this is what it would take, and this is how long it would take.
Sure. How many jobs did he bring back his first time?
Shit, I have no idea.
56,000. Prior to the pandemic, he lost 170,000, and I don't count the pandemic year. So he lost 3 times as many jobs as he brought back. And that doesn't include the pandemic year.
So let me ask you this. Do you agree with jobs coming back to the US?
Yeah, so no, I don't. I don't think we're at that point.
Oh, well, we're not at that point
actually
right now,
disagree
but
with
I
that.
agree with jobs coming back to the United States. The way that Trump is going about it is absolutely awful. It's at the detriment of the American consumer. Consumer confidence is at the lowest that it's been in years.
Exactly. And it's not about, like, right now, it would have been great if like Republicans didn't decimate unions, pass policies for deregulation that allowed corporations to leave this country,
I
right?
think that was more Democrat.
Forcing Clinton into a position to create and navigate NAFTA, right? Like, understand NAFTA was created because of Republican policies, like whether you agree or disagree with it, right? It was one of the best things that we could have done in that time, given the ish show that we were given, right? Republicans have been at the precipice of these poor policies in regards to bringing back manufacturing. Yeah, that'd have been great if we had maintained it, but we don't have the infrastructure. We don't have the people, the labor market to want to do those things. We don't have it. We don't have the resources, the natural resources to be able to produce these things or these supplies at all, right? What the United States does very well, though, is advanced manufacturing, right? Yep. Like tech, right? When we're talking about importing chips and other pieces, assembling them here or in Canada or Mexico, and then shipping them to other countries. That's what we do well, advanced manufacturing.
Yep. Shout out to Biden, Chips and Science Act.
It would make more sense for us to invest in bringing jobs back to advanced manufacturing rather than manufacturing to get back ahead of the curve. But instead, Donald Trump is trying to bring us back to the gold standard. Like, are we serious right now? Like, we have billionaires about to be trillionaires.
Exactly.
And he's trying to take us to a gold standard. We're past gold. Like, gold is cool, but like whatever, you know.
Why didn't Donald Trump? Oh, go ahead, Liv. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I had a question for Liv. So you saying that the gold standard is not a good direction to move in?
It's a finite resource. Why would we want to move towards something finite in a globalist economy?
So what would be the
alternative? What happens if it runs out?
What would be the alternative?
What would happen is that it wouldn't run out. If we went back to a gold standard, we would codify the rich, right? Because they would have the vast majority of the gold.
And start melting it down.
Yeah, and because capitalism functions on manufactured scarcity, if the rich have all of the gold, and let's just say a majority of it, 80% of it, right? Like they hold 80 or 90% of the wealth today, right? That's less resources for middle and lower class Americans. It's a horrible idea to go back to the gold standard.
So staying 100% fiat is better?
Yes.
Fudge.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't understand that one at all.
What backs? Well, if we have a fiat currency. What backs the currency? What backs this?
Nothing.
Currency?
Absolutely nothing.
No military power. Right. This is why we have the fiat currency, because you have military power, which one would consider hard power, and then you have soft power. Right. It makes more sense for the United States.
That hard power will only be sustainable if we stayed on the
which Donald Trump is destroying right now. By the way, it would make more sense.
We're not.
We're not. It would make more sense to use soft power, right? That's what the United States has been doing since Obama. Soft power, right? If you get a country hooked on, for example, I don't know, medicine that they need because they have a disease ravaging their society, right?
Right.
And you can control them by supplying them the medicine they need rather than sending in military forces, right?
That's true.
And so the United States has had a balance, a very fickle balance at that, right? But we've had a balance of balancing soft power and hard power with our fiat currency. And at the stage in which we are, if you just totally dismantle the soft power, like he is with Doge, and just solely rely on hard power, well, countries are going to fight back. They're going to team up. It's not.
Well, I mean, that's happening even before he came into the picture, because you have the whole BRICS nation thing.
Yeah, BRICS wasn't even viable until he had blanket tariffs.
No, BRICS has been viable for the last 3 years.
No, BRICS
like more and more nations have been signing on.
BRICS wasn't viable until he had blanket tariffs. When he did his first round of blanket tariffs, I believe somewhere like 98 countries looked into consolidating power with BRICS, and if that happens, right? If Donald Trump keeps going down the lane he is and isolating all America from these other countries, and these countries align themselves with BRICS, our tariffs mean nothing. They mean absolutely nothing.
I honestly feel like by the end of the third quarter, you'll be pleasantly surprised with how this all works out. 100%.
How many quarters do we have to have a reduction in our GDP in order to, qualify it as a recession?
2.
We've been in a recession.
Oh my God! Why do y'all always say that? No, we haven't. Our GDP was expected to actually grow this past first quarter. However, it actually decreased by 0.3% because of Donald Trump's policies. Well, not policies, but actions, because there ain't no policies. These are actions.
Yeah, and also, listen, when I look at FDR, he was practicing a Keynesian model or Austrian model of economics. When I look at Reagan, he was following supply side, a neoclassical form of economics. What economic model is Donald Trump following?
I think he's pulling from all of them, to be completely honest.
No, he's not.
I think he's moving in a direction. You kind of see Reaganomics.
He's moving us towards laissez-faire capitalism.
You kind of see JFK's policies.
He's moving. No, he does. No, you don't. And he's moving us towards laissez-faire capitalism.
He's moving us towards what?
Laissez-faire capitalism, when it was a gold standard. Children working in factories. Because again, look at what Republicans are doing, lowering the age that children can work. Like, for example, in Florida, lower the age of children can work full time to after hours, right? And
Do you
so,
have kids, Jay?
Yeah, too.
You do? You do? Do you want your kid working in a factory at
No,
13?
my children already work. They work for me.
Uh-huh. Do you want them working in a factory at 13,
They wouldn't work in
working
the factory.
10-hour days?
well, if
I mean,
No parent would do that.
but listen,
No good parent.
if we revert back to the gold standard, the rich hold a majority of the wealth,
mhm.
and then all of a sudden, we as middle and lower class Americans are left to fight over what's left. Well, your kids would end up back in the factories in order for you
Exactly.
to
If
survive.
we
But
move back
it's
to a gold
hold on,
standard, you have
Liv.
more buying power.
That's a lie. Liv, here's the crazy thing. He said that no parent would allow that. Wasn't it just about like last year or the year before that where they had that span of time where they kept finding children working illegally in these factories, in these poultry factories?
Yeah.
Didn't one kid pass away?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. All right. So yeah, some parents would allow that. So don't say what a parent wouldn't do. All right. And also for you, don't say what you wouldn't do because you ain't never been in that situation. So if Donald Trump does in fact destroy
And
the
I would
US
never be in that
economy
situation.
and does the deregulation that he wants to do, then sir, you could be in that situation where
I
your
would
kids
never
would
be
be
in that
working in a
situation.
factory in
I
unsafe
would never be in
conditions.
that situation.
Yeah. So there's nothing you can do.
Never say no.
You don't
I'm
make
just saying.
listen. Just from talking to you, you don't make over $350,000 a year.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah, you'll be surprised that's not the response of somebody that makes over $350,000 a year, right? And ultimately, the vast majority of Americans, you can say that you can hide behind the bravado all you want. You can hide behind the ego all you want. But the reality is the vast majority of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. They live from credit card to credit card, passing on debt to debt. The home ownership is on the decline. When we look at student loans being reactivated, people are going into more and more debt. Their credit is tanking, and overall, financially, Americans are not in a good place holistically.
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%.
And so if we look at the vast majority of Americans not even having $500 saved up for an emergency, and they're looking in their refrigerator and there's no food and there are 4 kids, 3 of which are 13 or older, can work in a factory. Do you believe a family put into a position where they're going to have to make a decision on whether they eat or send Steve and Joey to the local farm to work 8 hours, right? Which do you think they're going to choose?
Exactly.
They'll do whatever they need to do for their family.
Absolutely, and vast majority of Americans would do that.
If we go ahead,
yeah, and but if we nothing, because the reality is we don't need to be in this position.
Yeah.
The reality is Donald Trump could have came in and not done anything, like absolutely nothing with the economy, not passed any executive orders, not touched anything, and we would be headed towards one of the most prosperous times in American history.
false, 100% false.
That's not false.
We were headed down a road of destruction.
We were not.
No, we weren't. How was it that our GDP was expected to grow over 2%, but some way, somehow, with Trump doing these tariffs and other market manipulation, our GDP actually shrunk by 0.3% and is expected to shrink again? Like, how does the shift happen that greatly in such a short period of time without someone actually taking a sledgehammer to the U.S. economy and doing it?
Well, pretty much everything that Trump has done up until this point, you're not going to see it until the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, but again, no economist agrees with you. No economist worth their leather agrees with you. Matter of fact, I can cite 23 Nobel Peace Prize.
I can cite one that would agree with me, Gerald Salenti.
Yeah, and he's with the Heritage Foundation. That's the only one you guys cite.
Okay.
What?
That's the only one you guys
That's
cite.
crazy.
Yeah, he's literally the one behind the Heritage Foundation.
That's like saying Goebbels agrees with mass extinction. I'm just saying.
Literally that. And like that's the only one that's the only economist that they go to because he's the economist for the Heritage Foundation and it was a part of Project 2025. Look, Like no, and this is why I said no economist worth their leather, right? Would agree with you. He's not worth anything because you can't find anyone, no economist, that substantiates what he's doing.
I gotta fix myself. I read it wrong. My apologies, guys. I misspoke. It wasn't supposed to increase by over 2%. It was actually expected to increase by about 0.4%, and it actually decreased by 0.3%. The GDP did. Either way, we have it. Donald Trump is fucking up. Go ahead, Liv. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Like I'm just not seeing what y'all seeing. It's y'all playing this radical role high and fast with the economy. And unfortunately, that's not how our economy works, friend.
It's not. It just isn't.
Like this is not a movie.
I still just want to understand though, seriously, Jay, like, and I'm actually going to give you like 30 seconds to explain it with no interruption, right? And because I have another question for you too. Actually, I'm gonna save this for another person. But for you, I want to know, how is it that the American people are going to benefit from Great Britain having a higher tariff on U.S. imports? Because you said that we would. I just want to know how.
Well, it forces things to be produced here more so than looking overseas for it. So if that were to happen and we produce more here, then yeah, the American people will see a decrease in pricing.
You believe that?
We just went over this. We don't have the infrastructure. We don't have the manufacturing. We don't have the unions. We don't have the time within 4 years to create the things to sustain 380 million people. We just don't have the time. That's illogical. Like if you put this out on a 10-year, maybe a 15-year plan, potentially it could happen. But even at that, you would have to add literally 1.5 million jobs every year.
So even if we take it from a soft production standpoint, like you mentioned earlier, and we are forming that out to countries that are more friendly, I would say economically, to the United States, then that would make sense. And I think that's kind of what's happening.
No, that's not.
So, and that's why India came into the picture.
That's not. India's always been in the picture.
Yeah, but not in the regard that they are.
Blanket tariffs.
What's that?
It's because of its blanket tariffs and other countries looking to invest in India because they're going around the United States. Let's not forget India, China, and Russia and Europe are all on the same landmass. So like ultimately, it would be easier for them to create a system and network to exchange goods amongst each other, seeing as how they're the main manufacturers, than the United States. Now, look, will they lose out on the United States market temporarily? Sure. But ultimately, they would have built a better infrastructure over there on that continent.
Well, that's what's happening now. When you look at China,
it's similar to NAFTA, right? That is beneficial to Canada, Central and South America. But ultimately, we wouldn't be able to have the manufacturing that they have.
So
but then also another thing, Liv, another thing to take into consideration is that basically since 2021, our trade with Great Britain has actually increased by by about $12 billion annually. So because we went in 2021 went from 56.9 billion to 2024 to 68.8 billion. So we are doing more trade with Great Britain. And so that's why I want to see how this is actually going to benefit us to pay a higher tariff on their imports. And it doesn't make any sense. You haven't made it make sense to me. And I'm typically a pretty pragmatic person.
They pay a higher tariff on what they buy from us, or reciprocal, basically. So if it's reciprocal,
okay.
If it's
reciprocal means same.
Ooh, who
sent me money via Apple Cash? Who sent me money? Corey, was that you? Oh, who is that? I thought so. Shout out to Corey for sending me money via Apple Cash because my bro got my number. Thank you so much, Corey. Matter of factly, let me read these off. One moment. That made me excited. All right, let me read these off real quick. Okay, guys. All right, let's see here. Shout out to Hector for the $10. He said, Erica, you the best. Thank you so much, Hector. Also, Miss Carlotta, thank you so much for the 15 for Bubba's Art Camp. Thank you. I'm gonna let him know that. He gonna be all up in my wallet. All right. Thank you. Also, shout out to Phil. Phil sent $1 and told me to check out Mr. Global's videos. Okay, I can do that, Phil. Also, I think there was something on PayPal too. I just have to make sure I'm logged into the right one. Because if I'm not logged into the right one, then I'm gonna have to change it, and I'll come back to it. So I'm gonna do math real quick. I'm gonna do math, and y'all drop some hearts in the chat for Corey, for Hector, and also for Phil and Miss Carlotta. Thank you all so very much. I appreciate y'all. You sent something via Venmo? I gotta look and see. Okay, I don't see it, Roxy, but when it comes through, I'll take a look. All right. So Jay, you want to try again? Because we're not going to be producing more items here in the United States because thank you, Stamp with Love. Because it's just like what Liv says is that we don't have the infrastructure to actually do so. Why doesn't Donald Trump actually have, because I want to move this conversation forward because I feel like we are going in circles.
Yeah.
Why don't we actually have a president who is working with our Congress to actually pass legislation that would actually invest in American infrastructure? Remember, he told he's going to give us an infrastructure bill? He never came through in one. Biden did. Trump did it. But why isn't he investing in like STEM education?
So I think we just got what 2 trillion or 3 trillion in
I think you're just making up numbers.
No, and new investments from different companies that said that they were going to invest here in the United States over the last, I think this was a month ago.
You know, under every presidency, companies like every president, they all say that they're going to invest. Where do we see the fruits of that?
I mean, we're talking about a month ago.
No, I'm just saying. No, you didn't hear what I said. I said under every president, we have companies that say that they're going to invest. All right, especially in technology. Where do we see the fruits of that? Like, where's the results of that?
I would say you wouldn't see it for 2 to 4 years, give or take.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how about this? Apple said that they were going to invest, all right, under Joe Biden. And then also Apple said that they were going to invest the $500 million under Donald Trump when he became president.
Right.
Okay. Where's the fruit of it at? Like, where is it? The point I'm getting to is that where do we see this? Because these are just pledges. This isn't something that's actually happened. These are just pledges. And so what I'm saying is, why isn't Trump actually putting funding on the, I can't believe I said funding that way. Bear with me. Why isn't he putting funding on the table that's actually appropriated and allocated through Congress? So we know that these funds are going to go to where they need to go to actually improve, promote, and support STEM programs throughout the country so that these jobs that are sitting empty here in the United States, people can actually take these jobs. They can fill those positions. Why isn't Donald Trump actually working on something like that?
I mean, I can't say that he isn't.
You can't say that he isn't? Has he ever talked about it? If he has, can you show us the article?
I know that within this big, beautiful bill thing, by reducing taxes, you reallocate that money. And then, with the whole Doge thing.
Who he reduced taxes for who?
You said what?
Who did he reduce taxes for?
Who?
No.
He reduced taxes for
who?
No, our taxes reduced.
Well, some of the greatest minds looked at his tax plan, and they're wrong. You're wrong, friend. Actually, he's increasing taxes for anybody that makes less than somewhere around $400,000.
What fan fiction do y'all be reading or writing? Because I swear we don't be reading the same things.
We clearly don't, because all I've seen is
he did literally
proposals to
avoid acknowledging what I said, Malik. I swear.
So yeah, everything that I've seen is reduction.
No, it's just no. I don't even know what that means, by the way. What you're talking about when you say everything you've seen is just. Are you talking about in regards to taxes?
The
Everything you've
taxes,
seen is
yeah.
just
He wants to reduce
reduction.
taxes. Yes.
Who's
For
inviting
people
people up while we got people on the panel? Don't do that. All right, guys. I'm about to do a mod because I have to do math and I have to read things off. And also, I feel like I'm just circling. I am just circling right now.
Hey, Erica,
Brain, actually.
real quick, Erica, I want to thank you for having me up. I got a dip.
Okay,
But
Jay.
Liv, it's been a pleasure, brother. Y'all have a good night.
Hey, have a good night.
All right, peace.
Okay, there we go.
I love the defeat in his voice.
That was a lot.
It was just a bunch of lies. It was like pseudo intellectualism and people making assessments about the economy. Like, I don't go past my 101, maybe 102 level understanding of micro and macro economy that I took in college.
Pretty much same.
So
I don't pretend to know.
I don't pretend to know.
About
Like,
this
if somebody
stuff.
come in that knows, like, I'm not going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna listen.
Yeah.
But to act like you know everything that you're talking about, I don't like that because you don't, and you're saying incorrect information. And so that's why, chat, I say definitely fact check this. And if I say something wrong, by all means, fact check me. I'll correct myself. I do not mind correcting myself. But yeah, I'm gonna do confetti. I never do confetti, so that's what we're gonna do tonight. Confetti. And I'm gonna say it's a party every time I get one. All right. All right, let me see here. Is Hector still here? Because I saw him earlier. All right. Oh, I have to do a mod. All right, guys. It's 490 of us up in here. Let's keep tapping that screen. You guys are doing awesome on the likes. I'm gonna give you a compliment. I think you're doing great. Let's go ahead and get this up to 150,000 likes. I know that we can do that with almost 500 people in here. We can do that in no time. All right. Also, guys, continue to share the live. Let's keep doing all the good things. I set the gift goal as the confetti. Y'all heard me when I said it. All right. Every time I get one, I'll say it's a party. All right. Also, guys, let's see here. Be sure to show Liv love. Pay links are in his bio, but definitely light up his gifts because Liv is up here doing the hard work. Why are the comments turned off? Turn the comments back on. Thank you. All right. I don't turn comments off over here. Turn the comments back on. Thank you very much. It's a party. All right. Awesome, guys. So let's keep doing all of the good things. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Hey, Artie. All right. I want to go ahead and I have to log into PayPal, so I'm going to get there. I promise you shortly. Shout out to Roxanne for the 25. Roxanne said, "You're a beautiful boy to go to camp and express his talent. Because if he's anything like his mama, he's amazing." Oh my God! And she said, "Never donated on TikTok ever." I am so happy to be your first. Thank you so very much. It's definitely going to Bubba's art camp. And you know what I think I'm going to do? If he gives me the okay, I'll share some of his art in the Discord. If he gives me the okay tonight, I'll share some of his art in the Discord. So definitely join. Also, the comments aren't back on. That kind of makes me a little perturbed. So one moment, guys. Let me get the comments back on for y'all. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate y'all. There we go. All right, guys. Keep tapping the screen. Keep tapping the screen, guys. All right. Let's see here. What else? With that being said, again, let's keep doing. I know who did it, guys. Let's keep doing all the good things. Popcorn, you'll continue to exercise patience. All right. And again, take care of Liv because he's here doing the hard work also. And we have someone named Truth on the panel. Truth, tell us the truth.
Well, great evening to everyone. Hope everyone had a magnificent day. I know I did. Made about 30,000 in my stocks and shares. So it was a good day for me. And quite a few other people who bought the dip.
But wouldn't the vast majority of people have like looked to pull their stocks out because they couldn't risk losing it?
Well, if they stop playing lottery, maybe they'll get some put some money aside and actually put some money on some stocks that, penny stocks, $5 a share, and go out there and spend that $100 on get them some shares on something that as the economy starts to actually go in the direction it's going to go, which is boom, they can do something other than complain.
No, there's no evidence of that.
Hey, real quick. Sorry to interrupt y'all.
Say otherwise.
Shout out to Chris. Chris sent $2 and said he blamed Santana for the comments being off. It wasn't Santana. I know who did it. That was funny though. Okay, go ahead, guys. I'm sorry. Hold on, you're selfish. You're selfish as hell. I know someone who voted for Kamala Harris who is a day trader, and they have made quite a bit of money, because of Trump's market manipulation. All right. But they're not selfish to actually vote for Donald Trump. All right. Knowing that Donald Trump, the only reason to vote for Donald Trump, a person in your position, is actually because of the economic benefit. Because either way, you were going to stay wealthy. You were going to stay rich. You were going to still have money. Either way you want to put it. You're just selfish.
Or I can be a person who thinks and uses his brain, like my mom and dad taught me, and actually make sure I put myself in the position
you could be selfish. You could be selfish.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're all selfish to an extent. Think about what you have.
You're selfish to the detrimental. You're selfish to the extent where it's detrimental to other people. Because do you care about other people losing money in their 401ks and their pensions?
I think they probably doing pretty good today. I know my wife was. She's got her 401k.
Exactly. You're selfish to the detriment of other people. You don't care.
Let me ask you this. How much did you give in Africa today?
This is 3 months.
How much did you give to Africa?
Oh my God. I hope I can go back to the regular one.
This is 3 months. This is 3 months. Like I'm not one that's gonna look at a day. And anybody that looks at stocks and only looks at one day, unless you're a day trader, right? That's not how you.
The Dow Jones is not just.
Sure.
You have other. I mean, it's not just the Dow, bro. I mean, come on. And you don't actually buy the Dow. But overall, we can all see what's happening. It's called the dip. And if somebody's selfish just because they are an opportunist, then that would make all of us selfish. I mean, it was an opportunity when you got your shirt, your glasses, your headphone. Why didn't you get that money to the kids that are starving?
That's silly. That's a false equivalency, sir. Buying these headphones had no impact on anyone else's life.
Hair?
Can I get the big
donate that hair to a bald woman with cancer.
Yeah. All right, so that's the Dow.
Okay, now go to the NASDAQ.
Oh, wait,
go to the NASDAQ, and let's
NASDAQ. Okay, this is 3 months.
So, do you see that dip right there?
Yeah, no, I know the dip. That's when the rich
that's when you buy.
That's when the rich got richer. But again, that's not addressing what I said. The vast majority of Americans would have pulled their money out because they saw the market hemorrhaging.
Why
and
would
they
wouldn't
have bought the dip, right?
Any financial advisor would tell you never sell.
But again,
one at a time. Go ahead, Liv.
Yeah, so most of them have 401ks and have overarching conglomerates like I don't know, like manage their portfolios, right? So they don't have a direct hand in it. They just go to work and then they sign up and they say, okay, I got to put in 3%, and that's my retirement. And so people don't sit here and engage in the stock market. Like, there's kudos to you, right? But we're talking about the majority of Americans, and like, it doesn't matter where we look. The NYSE, look, like I'm not seeing the S&P 500.
Well, do you understand that over the
what is
now,
this?
Let's do this. Let's do this. No,
what is this?
Do one thing for me. Go to the 2-year or the 5-year.
I want to talk about when Trump.
No, go to the 5-year. Let's really show you. Let me really show you what I think you already know, because you're afraid to go see.
No, I'm not afraid to go into that.
Show the 5-year then.
The 5-year would be Biden.
Yeah, show the 5-year, please. On the NASDAQ or the S&P.
Hey y'all, shout out to Uncle B. Thank you so much, Uncle B. Hey y'all, also, can we drop some hearts in the chat for everyone who donated tonight? Please drop some hearts in the chat. I don't ever want to forget that part. Thank you all so very much. I appreciate y'all. I can't believe it. We are only $12 away from goal. All right. And again, please, please, please show Liv all the love because Liv is out here working hard, getting screenshots and whatnot for us, actually showing sources because ain't nobody showed a source at all tonight, but got all these claims.
This is Biden.
Yes. Now look at that other dip that happened back in 22.
Well, why did that happen?
It happens. That's because the
No.
market
That
does-
No,
happened
why
for
did it
every-
happen?
Yeah,
let me-
that's a
can I say?
parabolic curve. That's a parabolic curve.
All
Why
right.
did
So
that
what
happen?
is it doing? What did it do? What did
What-
it do?
No.
in March?
Why did it happen? That's not what did it do. Why did it happen?
Because
the
that's
question
what
I
the
asked you.
markets do.
That's
There's
not. No,
always
there
gonna
was a
be
specific
something.
reason that happened in 2022.
Well,
Sir,
let me
why
tell
did it
you what I
happen?
know. Let me tell you what I know. What my net value is and how I got
I
to
don't
where
care
I
about
am
this. I
is
don't care about
understanding what you're
Mr.
looking
Truth,
at right
no.
now. No, I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm letting you know. Once I understood that was simply a part of the rhythm of the market. That bad things are going to happen, pandemics are going to come, and good things are going to happen. When you're supposed to happen is when you put aside money rather than spending all your money. And when those bad things happen, then you invest at that moment and you already understand the logic that it's going to go up.
Okay, then. So even for you, then,
That's
if
not
that was the
selfish,
case,
that's smart.
even under Kamala Harris as president, all right, you would have still been able to do the exact same thing. So
A winner
you would have
gonna
still
win no
had
matter what.
money,
You can't
whether
stop a winner
Trump
from
or
winning.
Harris was president, but you voted for Trump at the detriment of other people. You were
No.
aware. You don't strike me as a man who stays oblivious. So you were aware of the platform that he was running on. And you
And I love
see
it.
that he's actually doing those things now, especially with
I'm
mass
excited
deportation
about it.
and wanting to basically get rid of our Constitution. You were aware of that.
Well, again, when people say get rid of the Constitution, you got three branches of government. Nobody's going to get rid of the
Sir, are you
Constitution.
familiar with HR 1526?
I'm very familiar with it.
Okay.
That
The
doesn't
No
do-
Rogue Rulings
trust me,
Act?
that's not going to actually fly in regards to the Supreme Court. So that's just fear mongering.
It's fear mongering. Okay, so another person who wants to do the wait and see approach. Okay, I got it.
Another person
What's
that
HR? What's
understands
HR 1526
250
then?
years of this nation's
Can you
republic.
tell? Can you please tell the class what HR 1526 is?
Well, first of all, it's not a law. It
Can
is
you tell
simply-
them what it is?
It is simply an executive order. That's all it is.
No,
until it becomes
HR
law.
1526 is a House resolution that's actually already passed the House and is sitting with the Senate Judicial Committee. All right. And it's the No Rogue Rulings Act of 2025. And what it actually is basically Congress trying to strip away power from our lower courts. Is trying to prevent them from basically being able to pass injunctions, which are actual tools of the court to stop the president from doing all of the awful things that he's looking to do.
But they are not supposed to do it on the federal level. They're only
Yes,
supposed to
they
do it on the
are. How
district-
else are
No,
they supposed to do it if not on a
no,
federal
the
level, sir?
injunction is supposed to actually be for that level. They don't stop. That's the reason why it
The
goes to the work
injunction,
court.
the injunction is on a federal level in order to
No,
actually
that's
stop
that's
stop Donald Trump from doing it. Like an injunction was issued to actually
by who?
stop Donald Trump
A
from
district
having a
court.
plane of immigrants flown to CCOT. That's
By
what the
a
lower
district
courts
court.
do. Our district courts, that's what they do.
Right.
And then once that
now
injunction is
they-
in place, it can be appealed. And if the appealed is not granted, then that's when they can go and they can take it to the Supreme Court. If the Supreme
they-
Court will hear it.
right.
All right. But
well, it
with
goes to
no,
the-
one moment, Mr. Truth. All right. So the injunction is the first stop. Our district courts are the first stop, sir. And our Congress, well, I would say our House right now has voted to actually stop our district courts from operating as they were intended to, as part of our checks and balance system here in the United States.
So you're saying
All right. And now
Congress-
it's sitting with the Senate.
Can I say,
Yes,
so
sir.
are we saying that the Congress is doing their job by actually representing their constituents that voted for them? Is that not in the Constitution?
Their
So they voted
constituents
on
did
that.
not vote
They
for that. Be
passed
so
it.
very serious.
Now it goes to the Senate, and if the Senate actually gets
So
the votes,
you're
then it goes to the
okay. You're
president.
okay. You're literally okay with Donald Trump's administration and the Congress in which he has control over because it leans right. The Republicans, the
voted that
GOP have
Congress in?
power. No. Please let me finish. You're okay with them literally pulling a cornerstone from the foundation of our governmental system? You're okay with that?
We've done it. It's called amendments. Are you okay with amendments? Oh, you don't like that answer.
Am I
Yeah.
okay with amendments?
Yeah,
The amendments that we have actually had put into place here have actually been to the benefit of the greater society of the United States. Please tell us how preventing the district courts from actually placing injunctions to stop Donald Trump from causing harm to people is something that's going to benefit the American people.
Do you want
And no, it ain't got nothing to do with me disliking what you said, sir. I found what you said to be extremely idiotic, asinine, and also just shitty. That's what I found it to be. And that was me trying to not say those things. But if you want to be a smart ass, then we can be a smart ass.
I appreciate the compliment.
You're welcome.
That is a
hey, Jacola.
That is a
he thinks you're a liberal.
He thinks I'm a liberal, more like a socialist Democrat, but democratic socialism rules over here. But go ahead, sir.
Also, I'm just going to point out, I'm probably going to be his worst nightmare.
Go ahead, you dirty commie.
Oh,
it's a party in the USA. Thank you guys so much for knocking out the confetti. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the system working this way, the way that it was written in the Constitution, where the Congress actually write out the
ain't nobody even asking the question about the system working the way that it's supposed to. We understand that they vote on bills, it's passed on to the Senate, and then if the Senate has amendments, it goes back to the House for the House to take a look at, then pass it again. It goes back to the Senate passes it, then the president can sign it. We know that. We're not talking about how the system is supposed to work. We're talking about the actual bill that they want to pass, HR 1526, the No Rogue Rulings Act. Stop talking when I'm talking because I can't hear you. This microphone, it plays back in my ear. I can't hear you when you talk.
I apologize.
All right. So we're not talking about how the government is actually supposed to work here. We're not talking about that part. We understand how bills are passed. We all seen, Schoolhouse Rock. All right. We're talking about the actual purpose of HR 1526 is what we're talking about. How are you okay with that? How are you okay with them stripping power from our federal courts? That is a part of checks and balances. You can't be okay with how our system works if you're okay with them restricting basically the ability to balance out the government. No one office, no one branch, I should say, is greater than the other. They're all equal. That's per the Constitution. How are you okay with it? Answer the question.
All right. Now I get to talk, right? Do I get at least 30 seconds?
Possibly.
All right.
Depends on how I'm feeling.
Okay. So with all due respect, I'm okay with it because we, the people, vote the Congress in. And the Congress that's in session right now was voted by the majority of the people. That's the reason why they have the majority right now. Now, when it comes down to the Senate, guess what? Who got the majority there? Based on what? What we, the people, decided. So if they make up a rule and then they actually agree to it and then the president does it, then I'm okay with it because I'm okay with what our Congress has decided to do. You're the one that's now saying, oh, Congress can't be Congress. The Senate can't be the Senate. The president can't be the president because the judge gets to be that.
So here becomes the problem, right? That they want to usurp the system of checks and balances in order to continue with mass deportation and the stripping of an individual's rights, which arguably the Constitution wasn't made for people that look like you or me. And I find that even when we look at the purpose of the Constitution, the purpose of the system of checks and balances, the founding fathers specifically put these things into place so Donald Trump wouldn't have the ability to do what he's doing. We know this because I've read Federalist Papers 47 and 48, which specifically outline the system of checks and balances and the purpose of said systems of checks and balances to check power of the executive branch, legislative branch, and the judicial branch. Just because Congress rules on something doesn't give them power over the presidency or the judicial branch. And just because there's a precedent set with the judicial branch doesn't give them power over the presidency, that these things are in place to protect the will of the people. And what you're arguing is for a dictatorship and a king, a theocracy.
I'm just gonna keep asking the question. Why are you okay with that? Why do you want to be under a
Notice how I did
dictatorship?
not interrupt him at all. Now
No,
watch what happens when I start speaking.
he's not gonna
Watch.
interrupt you. I might.
Okay, you might. All right. So again, the premise not of what could happen, but what is happening. What is happening is that they're going about it the legal way. So if he has something that he wants to actually implement as the president, he has the right to speak up and to say that. Then the Congress, the representatives that have been voted in by we, the people, get to decide whether or not they're going to write that. Okay, so they write that, they send it on to the Senate. We know how the story goes. That is the Constitution. Now, you can't say that you want him to follow the Constitution, and then as soon as he starts to follow the Constitution because it doesn't turn out the way that you want, then go back and say, well, the Constitution wasn't meant for us anyway. You can't have it both ways. Either you believe in the Constitution or you don't. Either you're going to follow it or you won't. So he's following the Constitution. He's saying, no, I believe that the will of the people want to do this. Then Congress goes and they say, well, yeah, we believe that too. They write it up. You got the right to pick up the phone and call your congressman, just like I do, and say, hey, I'm for that bill. I like the way that sounds. In America, we get to choose that. If you don't like it, then guess what? You can run for Congress. You can go to to the state house in your to the Capitol in your state. You can do all those things. I'm okay with what's going on. I like what's going on. What I voted for, he's doing it. And one of the things I voted for is for him to piss you liberals off like he did today again.
AJ, hi AJ.
He's just blowing y'all out. Which one of y'all have a problem? And I'll land my plane with this. Which one of y'all have a problem with him cutting the drug costs? Now, the first thing liberals say is, oh, Joe Biden did that. No, Joe didn't do that. Y'all lying to yourself. Joe didn't do what Trump did. He was trying to do it for Medicaid.
Hey,
Trump
Liv,
did it for
because he's still talking. I'm gonna cut him off. Hey, Liv.
Yeah, go ahead.
Liv, right? You know what? I might have called you a bitch yesterday. I may have even hit you. You know what I mean? And I may have been doing that for a few months, but you know what? Here goes some roses. Here goes some roses. We good now, right?
And
nah, we're not good. But also,
I don't have any grandkids.
You know it's crazy.
I tried.
I did.
I want to understand, Liv. I want to understand something from Truth really quick. Truth, how old are you, Mr. Truth?
I'll turn 60 next
I
year.
thought it was mine.
I'm almost 62. That's crazy.
Definitely ate it.
You ate the whole thing?
Liv, go on mute. Eating people food. Listen, I'm almost 62. Can you just like, for real? I'm trying to understand because I don't want to get contentious, you know, with a peer. You know what I mean? I don't want to get contentious, and I feel like we may have been a little bit contentious. How as a 60-year-old or almost 60-year-old Black man, vote for Donald Trump? How did you get here?
Yeah.
Hey, really quick, can I just want
No. I need to hear this answer.
Yeah. Well, you and I both know that in the 70s,
no one gives a fuck. Shout out to Hector. Hector used his kick. Hector used his kick. All right. Because Hector is a love. So with that being said, let's play that commercial music, y'all. All right. If you too want to be a love, by all means, go ahead and, click that star next to the chat bar. All right. As a love, you get access to a monthly kick. If you're not feeling the op, you can drop. Also, you get the privilege of co-hosting with me for 10 minutes. 10 minutes you get to come up here. Yes, I did change it. It's now 10 minutes. You get 10 minutes to come up here and co-host with me and talk to these magas. Sup, Izzy? All right. Also, guys, you get access to our amazing Discord. Yes, the Discord is back up and running. All right. Link is available in the sub perks. All right. So come join the loves. Be a part of the community. It's fun over here. Appreciate y'all. Drop some hearts in the chat. Drop some hearts in the chat for Hector. Hector said, please use my kick with extreme prejudice. Shout out to Hector. All right. What's up, Liv?
Dude.
What it do? What the business is?
Gang. Nah, I find, like I said, I stick to my 102 and 101 understanding of economics and what I've learned in stocks and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so his argument around like saying that, you know what,
Yes, that.
I'm gonna just go ahead and manipulate this market as the president because I have immunity. I'm gonna crash it, allow for rich people to buy the dip, and then I'm gonna use the money I made from that to embolden people, lobbyists.
Say it.
To
Say it, Liv. Say it.
go ahead and to usurp the entire Constitution and to disrupt the whole system of checks and balances. Because look, as a white man, I deserve to be in power in America, not those niggas.
Mm, mm, mm. And he's like, well, you know what? And Truth is like, you know what? I can benefit from this. And I'm just like, either way, you would still have money. You would have still been able to make money in the stock market, either under Kamala or under Durngone the Donald. It's like either way. And it's just more than economics. How can you just vote for your wallet? And I was trying to get there with him, but he only wanted to talk about his damn wallet. You're selfish, sir. You're just a selfish self. Hey, Marcy, long time no see.
That's
So
his only argument, right? That's
it
the only
is.
argument he can give.
I made $30,000 today. Okay, all right, sir. And guess what? Tomorrow you could lose 50,000 because that's the way the market goes. Okay, Jesus. Anywho. All right, let's see. What do we want to do here? Liv, do you want to have some fun? What do you want to do?
That's fun.
You want to have some fun? Okay, let's have some fun. All right, guys. All right. Liv was about to have some fun. You said no. Liv said nope. I hate when you do. I hate when you do that. Why you keep doing that, Liv? Liv said nope.
Yeah, I'd like to bring up HR 1526.
Oh, shut up, popcorn. All right, guys. Quick little another commercial break, guys, because gotta do a mod announcement. All right. Keep tapping the screen. Let's share the live. We have over 500 people in here. We're at 132,000 likes. I did ask for 150. That was a while ago. So I'm gonna say let's go ahead and get up to 200,000 likes. I know we can do that. All right. So tap the screen, share the live, take care, Liv. Liv should definitely be over 1,000 coins by now. Also, his pay links are in the bio. Show him some love because this is what he does. He cooks the magas. All right. Also, guys, I don't know why I set this goal, but I did. You know what? If you believe it, you can achieve it. All right. So therefore, we have 4 more of the gold mines to go. 4 more of the gold mines to go. Thank you so much for the heart me. I appreciate you. Also, we have $12 left in our daily donation goal. Only $12. I know that can be knocked out easy. Pay links are in the bio. Everything is appreciated. Everything with Erica is the name on PayPal and Venmo. I also have a Zelle. Everything with Erica9@gmail.com. I appreciate each and every last one of you. This night has been absolutely fun. Also, guys, it's so funny. Bubba came in while that truth man was talking, and he hates his haircut. So I gotta make him love it. All right. He hates his haircut. But it's my fault because I messed up when I was explaining to the barber what it is that I wanted him to do. So it's my fault. It's my fault. But we're gonna fix it. Yes, I do have PayPal. It's everything with Erica. Yeah, but thank you guys. thank you so much. Popcorn.
How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm excited to be here.
I bet you are. I bet you are, Popcorn. All right. In the words of Santana, please demonstrate what you know about 1526.
The bill by Darrell Issa, which I don't know if you know who that is, but great Republican.
Okay,
but,
popcorn. What we're gonna do is you're not gonna insult my intelligence. I know exactly who Issa is, so I want you to stop. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Go on.
The bill basically limits the authority for the federal district courts to issue injunctions, which Trump has had more of than I think any other president in the last 100 years. And it's well within the Congress's right to do so. But you're telling people it's not.
I'm sorry. Say that last part again.
It's within Congress's rights, within their powers to do so.
I never said it was within their powers to do so. I said that the bill itself, though, would actually remove a cornerstone of our government, which is checks and balances. Because what this bill wants to do, it wants to limit them from being able to issue injunctions. They're trying to basically, hey, Miss Deb, hey, Lady Ball. What they're trying to do is basically they want it to be very, very specific. So if they say, like, for example, if they say we don't want any, we're issuing an injunction to say that we don't want any deportations of undocumented immigrants to CCOT. What they're trying to do is they want to make it specific. They want them to say these names. they want them to actually list names, which is absolutely silly. So that's what they're trying to do, which is pretty damn silly because they know that they're not going to be able to do that, Popcorn.
Okay.
So make it make sense. Why are they looking to do this? Tell us why.
Because of lawfare.
It's not lawfare.
Oh, it absolutely is. 100%.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not. It's literally, how is it lawfare? How?
Because every turn that Trump does, everything that he does is challenged. Everything.
Because maybe it's harmful?
Like
Perhaps.
the due process.
Why are you sending people who have never committed any type of crime to a prison, basically what some would even call a C camp, a concentration camp? Why are you sending them there?
You mean like Garcia?
Hey, shout out to Hector for sending out the sub. Thank you so much.
You mean like Garcia, who's affiliated with the C group?
Go ahead, Liv.
I mean, it is what it is. And I think me and Liv had this conversation.
I'm sorry, Popcorn. No. Albrego Garcia does not have a criminal record. We've already established that. You probably had this conversation 25,000 times since March. You are likely fully aware that that man does not have any type of criminal record. If he has a criminal record, I want you right now to pull up his criminal record.
No, I'm saying that he does not have an actual criminal record. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. So what's the point?
But he's affiliated with the T group, which is
he's not affiliated with a T
in the court
group.
documents.
That's already been disproven. Also, you've already had that conversation too.
Yes, I have.
Say something factual.
I had it with Liv, and
I think,
it's right there in the court documents, right there.
I think Popcorn is affiliated with Patriot Prayer.
Oh,
I have no clue who that is, and don't care.
I think he's you know what, maybe a Boogaloo boy.
Yeah.
Maybe a Proud Boy.
Well, if you can
Proud Boys are more ethnic. He's more
if you can have the police believe that, and actually if I'm hanging around those type of people, then I can see that you're making that assumption. But did you know Trump has 64 injunctions out of the 127 nationwide since 1963?
You know, he's 5-40 when it comes to cases. His first 100 days.
It's called
a horrible win record.
It's called lawfare. It's called lawfare.
I don't know what that means.
Live. Go look it up.
Look at my. I'm not. Don't talk to me. Not today.
Go in there and type in.
No.
Liv, please.
No, I am saved, sanctified, and redeemed through the blood of Christ Jesus. Popcorn, you will not disrupt this peace tonight.
Yep, it is what it is.
I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Oh God, Popcorn. What we tell you? You haven't even made it into the kitchen, bruh. Stop.
Live live, whatever your name is.
Stop.
Anyway,
Popcorn.
I just wanted to point that out.
You're still wrong. You pointed nothing out. Thank you for the heart me. You pointed absolutely nothing out.
I did.
No, you didn't.
It's well within.
There's no lawfare going on.
Cornerstone.
It is the right of attorneys. It is the right of attorneys to actually use the courts as they were intended to prevent Donald Trump for committing not just acts that are harmful, but also acts that are unconstitutional. That's why we have the court system, so that they can decide those things. Because what is the one document that Donald Trump has to abide by? Hey, Jessica, y'all draw some motherfucking. Let me say it right. Be quiet, Popcorn. I got to say it right. Draw some coconuts in the chat for Jessica Simone. There we go. I said it because I didn't want to say motherfucker. I need to see those coconuts. All right, go ahead, Popcorn. Just tell a lie.
Yeah, it's the supreme law of the land is what he has to follow, and he is.
And he's not.
But the question is, did y'all have the same energy when previous presidents like Obama deported 2,250,000 roughly people without due process?
That's a lie.
It's not a lie.
Show proof. Where's the report?
All right.
Hey, Eric,
All right.
I figured you
What's
would.
up?
you're the ones that skip due process.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
When he self-deport. When he self-deport.
He's self-deported.
I know it was self-deportation. I know.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I know it's crazy, right?
They treat them like human beings. Like,
I
hey,
can't believe that.
hey, you
And
know
guess
his
what?
what?
Leah, guess what?
What?
He had to pay them $1,000 in their travel expenses either. Ain't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Are you ready?
What? Hey Jay.
What?
That's crazy.
Are you ready?
Yeah, tell us how those people
All
self-deported.
right. And then of all people, of all sources, ACLU. I mean, come on. 75% of people removed do not see a judge before being expelled from the U.S. This is based on the 1996 bill that passed under Bill Clinton. I don't think you know what bill I'm talking about. And ever since then, not everybody gets due process. Do you know the reason why is?
Oh my God, you're talking about expedited deportation. We understand what you're talking about. Like Popcorn, you don't have to be a condescending asshole.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You just don't. You just don't. I know you didn't get enough hugs as a child. I understand that. You're looking
I'm
for
not a hugger.
validation from somewhere. You
I'm
want to
not a
be the
hugger.
loudest and the smartest in the room because it makes you feel better that your daddy didn't love you. We get
Well,
it.
I am. I don't want
However,
to. I am.
Popcorn, you don't have to be a dick over here. You
All
just
right,
don't.
all right.
You don't have to be a
All
dick over here.
right. You're right.
Okay? You don't have to be that way over here. Any fucking who.
And also, there's roughly under 700 immigration judges and over 3 million pending cases. And if you do the math, at most,
So are you familiar with expedited removal?
it could take 1,500 years.
Are you familiar with expedited removal?
Yes, I am, but that's
Okay.
not what it is.
That literally is what it is.
Okay.
All right. Expedited removal doesn't require that they always have to see a judge, but if they do a claim, Corey, you gotta message me on. I'm sorry. One moment, please. One moment. Okay, expedited removal basically means that they do get to see a judge. All right. It's just not in the sense where they get the full hearing to prove that they can be here. But if they do have a claim that they fear for their lives, then they do have to be heard and receive a full hearing.
Right.
All right. So we know what expedited removal is. All right. Also, the 2 million people that you speak of under President Obama, those people self-deported themselves. They self-deported.
Not at all.
Okay. You didn't prove anything, Popcorn.
It's a total lie.
I'm tired.
Okay, then prove it. Prove it. And Santana, stop running from me.
That's hilarious. Free. Hey, Free. How are you?
Erica.
Just
in there.
Just do the thing. Just do the thing, because Popcorn is just so wrong.
How's your furs doing? How's your furs?
My furries?
Your furs. You said you were a federal employee, so how's your furs?
Oh, it's going great. I actually
No, it's not. No, it's not, because Trump just changed it.
Did he?
Trump
Which bill was that?
just changed it. As a matter of fact, if you want to stay more than 10 years in the federal, if you want to stay after next year, if you want to stay and you want to do your 10 years, your percentage rate of how much your furs is going to be significantly increased. And if you were a federal employee, you would know what that percentage is going to be. So
you just out here lying, huh, Popcorn?
What's the percentage it's going to increase to?
I know you got the
What's the
email.
percentage?
Retired military.
No. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Even if you buy back your time, what is the percentage your furs is going to increase by?
I know mine's not increasing at all.
Yes, it is.
Because I'm retired.
It doesn't matter. If you're actively in the federal government, which you're going around telling people you are, and you're telling people that contractors are considered full-time GS
But hold on,
employees.
that's not
No,
the
no, no,
argument.
no, no.
Hold on,
That
hold
is
on,
an
popcorn
absolute
and
lie.
free.
No,
Hold on one moment.
it's a lie.
That's not.
Well,
We
the
weren't talking about
argument
that.
on
We
the
were
other
talking about
case is that
deportation.
egregious crimes are the only time in which you get an expedition, an expedited removal from the country. In addition to that, even if you have an egregious crime, which I have done, Afia Siddiqui, and if you don't know who Afia Siddiqui is, she is one of the top T's held in a Texas
New York
prison
City.
right now. I helped with her case. She still got to say in court. In
Correct.
addition to that, the ICC is investigating El Salvador, who signed on in 2016 to ratify the ICC and the Hague Conventions, because the use of war times is being misused and the removal of their constitutional access. Their access to constitutional rights have not been proven in order for El Salvador to retrieve them. This means there will be an investigation in El Salvador and the US by the ICC to prove that constitutional rights are being invoked and to prove that we are in war times. If those are not, we then face the possibility, which is high, especially for El Salvador, to have sanctions pressed against by the other countries. In addition to that, according to the, I don't know if you guys know this, there's a tort court for human rights as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the last 3 cases that were against countries, ICCs are against countries and their leaders. All of them were won. And one of the cases, which was the case of Nicaragua, doing the same exact thing we're doing right now, we had to pay out over $12 million to each plaintiff. So that's what you're looking at. If it wasn't a violation, the ICC wouldn't be involved in the first place. If it wasn't a violation, then you would have at least allowed them their say in court. Per U.S. code law and international law.
I know, Auntie. I know.
So what say you, Popcorn? What code is that?
Really do not care about the ICC. And as if they're going to
No, you have to. You know why? Because U.S. Congress,
Right.
Congress literally wrote a congressional review stating that international law specific to human rights is to be treated as federal law in the United States. It's literally written by Congress. In addition to that, when you ratify a treaty, when you ratify any treaty, even if you don't ratify on the ICC and make an amendment or make a, what you call a write out of, I don't agree with this part, it states very clearly that all these laws are to be implemented into U.S. code, into your country's laws. So those laws are part of U.S. code as well. In addition to that, customary law is suable by the United States.
Free is our
Would you
resident
like
foreign
me to bring up
policy
the court
expert.
cases for you?
No, because they're meaningless. The ICC.
Would you like me to bring up the
Are you
one
kidding?
court cases for you?
Sure. So
We can give the
I
ICC
wasn't.
the middle finger
I
all day.
wasn't.
They ain't doing nothing.
Popcorn.
Nothing.
I would, but you know what though? You know what?
Would you like to read the court cases? Would you like me to name the court cases in which
so
they were
fun.
won?
No, I don't care because they're
I
insignificant.
wasn't.
No, they're very significant. They create precedent.
Yes, and can we start with
politically driven?
Wing Wong?
They're
Can we
politically
start with
driven,
Wing
and we
Wong
know
v.
that.
United States. Hey,
Talking about
Popcorn.
birthright citizenship, Liv?
Yep.
No, Wing Wong versus United States.
Yeah, that would be birthright citizenship because he was born here and then he immigrated. Oh, go ahead, Lev. You got it.
No. This is Wing Wong versus United States, 1896. This case was the imprisonment by a superintendent, or was it a sheriff, of 3 Asian migrants as a part of the Gary Act that expanded the Chinese Exclusionary Act.
1819, yes.
Yeah, and it put them through 60 days hard labor before deporting them, right? And so what the Supreme Court found is that these individuals are entitled to habeas corpus. They found that they are entitled to due process before any period of incarceration. So as ICE is taking these individuals and detaining them, While they're deported, they are illegally, according to this law, confined and then deported, which the Supreme Court has ruled is unconstitutional
Correct.
and violation of the 14th Amendment.
In addition to that, Liv, the conditions in which these prisons are also violate human rights law, and that prisoners are also always supposed to be able to have access to visit their family until they are proven guilty. So if you look up Afia Sadiki, she is one of the top prisoners that we have here in the United States. She even gets visitation rights. And if you see what she's done, and the T Act she's actually committed and found guilty of, you will find that her rights have not been removed.
Liv, I found it. It's Wong Wing versus United States.
Okay, there we go.
Yep.
Wong
I'll
Wing.
forgive you, Liv.
Shut up, Popcorn. You
I
didn't
said
know
it
who it was.
backwards.
No, these guys are pulling up stuff that has already been discussed. Everybody knows about this, but you're pulling it up like.
Wait a second.
No, you don't.
Wait a second. You need to tell me. You knew. I said it backwards because I've been guarding it, but
Yes,
you
I know
knew
what you
about
were talking
Wong
about.
You knew about Wong Wing?
Yes, about the case. He went from China back to Japan.
You're just repeating literally what Liv just said.
Back to China, back to America.
Bruh, I swear.
And that's the case that Trump is trying to challenge the definition of the word person. Is it corporation? Is it
No, it's not. That's the different case.
That's a different case, bruh.
No,
that's how I know
not
you
this.
don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
And
Oh my
in
God.
addition
Thinking
to
of
that,
Wong.
it doesn't even matter.
It's
It
the
doesn't even
same
matter
case because
under
there were cases-
international
the same
tort
case, buddy.
There
law.
were cases that predated that one, but that case has been used. by the
Popcorn. It's
Supreme
okay to
Court.
say you don't know.
Well, no, I'm telling you what it says.
It's okay to say you don't know.
No, I do know. That's what
You
I'm telling
don't
you.
know.
I'm telling you about it right now. But
You
that
don't.
was the last case that the Supreme Court uses as a definition of the birthright citizenship issue.
Okay, what was that case then?
The case we're talking about now. But I got a question because
No.
somebody brought up,
We're not letting this go. The case that
What?
we're talking about now, Wong Wing versus United States, that's the birthright citizenship case?
that is the case because he was born in America, right or wrong. But he would
Go
go
ahead,
back
tell
to his
us.
talking
Hold on,
family.
no, free. Nope. No. Tell us.
Yes, he was born in America. And then he would go back and forth, visit family, did it a couple of times, I think like 3 times. And when he came back, after a couple of years, that's when they were like, well, you're not an American citizen. And then that whole case, I forgot all the details about it. But yes, that is the last case, to my knowledge, that the Supreme Court ruled and used as if you're born in America, then you're an American citizen.
No, you're wrong.
Okay, what's it about?
No, you're wrong. Liv literally told you what the 1819 case was. All right. He told you that it was in regards to the Chinese Exclusion Act, where the gentlemen were basically held for 60 days. All right. And then deported. And that, Liv, you said it had something to do with habeas corpus because I'm reading about it right now. So I don't want to be wrong.
Yeah, so basically it said that those individuals were entitled to trial before a judge before they were incarcerated. Habeas corpus.
Like you literally just said that. You literally just said that.
You did. All right. The case that you may be thinking of, the birthright citizenship case, is the U.S. versus Wong Kim Ark, who was born here in the States but grew up in Asia. And when he tried to
the case I'm
return,
talking about. Yeah, that's the case. Okay, my mistake.
Yeah,
Hey,
not all Asians are the
But you-
same, my man.
It
Not all
happens.
that
Asians are
part,
the
but then
same.
also you literally just, if you were listening, you would have heard Liv actually go over the case that's Wong Wing, but you're not listening. Why are you here if you're not listening?
because I wanted to cover something else and I just chimed in, but the habeas corpus, I want to say that the president has the authority to temporarily suspend that.
Guess what's interesting?
What's the alien
Hold on.
court
No, he
statute?
doesn't.
Hey, guess what's interesting about
the U.S. is being
the
invaded.
Wong Wing case? Hey,
What's
guess
that?
what's interesting about it?
What's that?
This past, it was seen in 1896.
Yes.
Guess when it was overturned?
Guess when? When?
Never.
It's just like never.
Wait. Erica, can you look at the Alien Tort Statute of 1786?
Okay, you said the aliens tort.
Alien Tort Statute.
All right. So
Guess
the
when that's
Alien
never been
Tort Statute
overturned.
Clarification Act.
Yes,
Okay. All right. Let's see here.
1786, right? That's where you are?
Let me put just 1786.
89.
89?
Flipped it upside down.
Oh my
1789
gosh.
Alien Tort Statute.
No, we're having fun. We're in class right now. So the Alien Tort Statute, ATS, also known as the Alien Tort Claims Act, ATCA, is a United States law that grants federal courts jurisdiction over civil actions brought by foreign nationals for torts committed in violation of international law. Hey, that's what you were talking about, Free?
Yes.
Oh,
And
okay.
we gonna get sued.
Yeah, pretty much. We're going to get sued. That's going to be fun.
Over 200 years and it hasn't been overturned.
But y'all, I do want y'all to hear this lie that Popcorn just told. Popcorn, please repeat what you said in regards to habeas corpus.
Oh, it is the law of the land, but it's in the Constitution. But at the same time, if the commander in chief, which is the president of the United States, feels that America is being invaded or overran, it's at his discretion. He can temporarily pause that.
Okay, I got this. I got it. All right, please. I want you to tell us then, why is it that during the Civil War, when Abraham Lincoln suspended habeas corpus, did Congress find it to be unconstitutional and they had to actually hold a vote on it to pass it? Then, only then, after Congress voted and passed it, did the suspension of habeas corpus take place during the Civil War. Why is that?
It's a good question. I don't know. Why is that?
All right. Can you tell us what Article 1, Section 9 says in regards to habeas corpus?
Not off the top of my head.
Do you want to go look it up?
I can, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Look it up. Then come back and tell the class what you read.
So I'm teaching now, huh?
Yeah, you are. Go ahead.
That's what I do. And this is, of course, one part of it. Article 1, Section 9, Clause 2, right?
Yep.
The privilege of the rights of habeas corpus shall not be suspended unless when, in the cases of rebellion or invasion, the public safety may require it.
Continue to read. Who has the power to suspend habeas corpus?
That's the Congress.
You said that the president has it.
Yes,
the president does not have the power to suspend habeas corpus. Only Congress can do that. Only Congress can do it. Only Congress can do it.
No, that's
only Congress can do it. Well, okay, where does it say in our Constitution that the president can temporarily suspend habeas corpus? And then I want you to give us the case law after 1865. Give us the case law that set that precedent that during going Congress doesn't have to be the ones to vote on it, that the president can temporarily suspend habeas corpus.
Let me pull it up.
Please. Because in every instance that habeas corpus has been suspended in the United States or in the United States territory or under U.S. jurisdiction, our Congress has had to vote on it.
Yeah, the last one was Executive Order 9066 for the internment camps for the Japanese. Executive Order 9066.
Bloop. And trust, if I were wrong, Free would have been said something.
That came up here and got cooked.
I know, right? Just flamed.
Free came,
just
Free
keeps talking
with the
I love his
people's
voice.
elbow.
This is what I did for a living. I did this for a living for 15 years, live, including for Donald Trump.
Free went on a rant about the ICC, which is meaningless.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not. That's why it's involved right now. So if it was meaningless, they would be relevant. They wouldn't be doing anything.
It's called
And El
lawfare.
Salvador wouldn't be too concerned.
You don't get to pivot. We're still waiting, Popcorn. I want it. I want you to show us where the president can temporarily, I like to use air quotes, temporarily suspend habeas corpus. Please.
All right.
Liv, did you eat all that girl food?
What?
We heard you earlier. Did you eat all her food?
Oh, I was getting I was at the Jamaican spot.
Oh, okay.
See?
I was thinking you were the one that was off mute.
Look. Coming to assumptions. I was at the Jamaican spot. I got brown stew chicken,
Ooh,
curry goat.
nice.
What?
I'm gonna go to the Caribbean spot tomorrow. She from Trinidad and she cooks. I like her oxtails, so I'm gonna go there tomorrow. Oxtails, rice, and peas. I don't care what you say, Liv. That's what I'm getting. Mind your business.
Rice and peas.
Yes, that's what I'm getting.
Must get the plantain.
Oh, I love plantains. I had Bubba eating plantains the other night. He actually liked them. I was like, oh my God, yay. So yes. It is not plantains. If someone says plantains around me, I immediately get upset.
Actually, the first time I ate plantanos, I learned it in Spanish. And so it's very hard for me to say it without just saying plantanos.
Yes, you can say plantanos, but don't say plantains. Somebody say plantains, I get so mad. And I'm not even Caribbean. I just get upset.
That is my addiction.
Oh, no,
don't give me the ripe ones. Give me the
yes.
Oh,
soft. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to hit them and then put them on top of the fridge, and then they turn brown, and then you cut them up where they're almost mushy, and that's when you slice them up to get. I cook island food a lot. I just make curry chicken.
If it's mushy, I won't be able to do it. It has to be like that perfect spot between where it's like ripe and like brown. So it's like a tan color. Almost. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna call it. It's like a tan color.
Not like when you touch the banana, it shouldn't, or the plantanos, it shouldn't give in.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh my shape.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going there tomorrow. I'm gonna do it after. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay, Popcorn, we're waiting, buddy. Come on.
So section 2. All right. Section 2. So this is
what article?
Article 2, Section 2.
Section 2. What clause?
It says the judicial power shall be extended in all cases in law and enjoy equity arising under this Constitution and laws of the United States and treaties made or shall be made under the authority to all cases affecting ambassadors, blah, 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 blah.
No, you can't blah, 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 blah if you're trying to prove a point there.
Meaningless. That's mainly is turn into 2 more states between. So basically, it is foreign affairs.
Which clause are you reading, buddy? You're in Section 2?
Yes, Section 2.
I'm reading Section 2 right now. I don't see where it says that he has the power to suspend habeas corpus temporarily.
Well, it doesn't state in there the president or the commander-in-chief has the ability to suspend.
I'm going to read Section 2 out loud. Because I love reading out loud to the class. It's one of my favorite things to do. Like if you went to school with me, then you know I was that person. All right. So Section 2 says, and free, you let me know if you hear it. Live, you let me know. Also chat, let me know if you hear anywhere where it implies or explicitly states that the president can temporarily suspend habeas corpus. All right. Section 2, Article 2, Section 2 says, the president shall be commander-in-chief of the Army and Navy of the United States and of the militia of the several states. When called into the actual service of the United States, he may require the opinion in writing of the principal officer in each of the executive departments upon any subject related to the duties of their respective offices, and he shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. He shall have power by and with the advice of consent of the Senate to make treaties, provided 2/3 of the senators present concur. And he shall nominate and by and with the advice and consent of the Senate shall appoint ambassadors, other public ministers and consuls, judges of the Supreme Court, and all other officers of the United States, whose appointments are not herein otherwise provided for, and which shall be established by law. But the Congress may by law vest the appointment of such inferior officers as they think proper in the President alone, in the courts of law, or in the heads of departments. The President shall have power to fill up all vacancies that may happen during the recess of the Senate by granting commissions, which shall expire at the end of their next session. What? That's basically about him appointing offices, like when he nominates someone for a cabinet position and so on. Like,
It
what
sure
is
did say that he can't do it by himself.
exactly? It said with the approval of Senate, right?
Yes, it did.
So, Article 2, Section 2, where does it implicitly state or explicitly state that the president can temporarily suspend habeas corpus?
The citizens thereof in foreign states.
Where does it say it?
I'm still looking.
Come on, popcorn.
But you didn't read it
Hurry
all.
up. I did read it all. I read the whole thing.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. You said Article 2, Section 2. I read the whole thing, buddy.
Okay, so I was wrong about the section. It was actually Article 2 when I said Section 2. We shall sometime govern information.
Bruh.
Chat, is this real?
What does Isaiah say? I'm giving shout outs to all my people tonight. If I say something that belongs to them, what Isaiah say? Cooked. Cooked. Like, bruh, come on. Please. Popcorn. He can't do it. Only Congress can.
No, they can change the law or take it away, but
They have to call a special session of Congress and also have to ratify that. That's not going to happen, buddy. All right. So please, again, tell us in the Constitution where it says that the president can temporarily suspend habeas corpus. All right. Either shit or get off the pot.
It's coming. Stand
You about
by.
to get off the pot. I know that much.
So I know there's a lot of misinformation out there.
That you're spreading.
No, I'm not spreading.
Exactly. He's not going to find it because it doesn't exist. This is just an exercise in futility right now, popcorn.
So let's see. Supreme Court. All right. So this is what I pulled up. The Supreme Court ordered the U.S. Constitution provides that habeas corpus shall not be suspended except when in time of war or rebellion. The
We know that.
Shall, yeah. So.
But we know that already. What are you saying? We've already said that.
Yeah.
But who is
to bring? I'll tell you what. Let's revisit this another time.
We don't have to revisit it, popcorn.
But
You don't
I
have to
wanna come back
revisit.
up.
You've been popped. You got popped, popcorn. You got popped.
No, I'm gonna find it on here.
You got
again.
popped. I'm gonna play this one for you though. Do this.
I'm gonna find it on here.
It's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go on
Read a fucking book, popcorn. Matter of fact, read the Constitution.
and ways to grow. A reading rainbow. I
Can anything.
I don't know what course it's on. That was my jam.
Popcorn. You got popped, buddy. You got popped. All right. You got popped. So there's that popcorn. Do you want to exit stage left? What's you gonna do?
I will temporarily concede for now, but I
Temporarily, like the president can temporarily
I
suspend
will come
habeas
back.
corpus.
Yes, and I will come back with the exact verbiage and the proof.
Chat, is this real?
Yes, it's real.
I can't believe you walked yourself into that one. That's so funny to me.
Well,
I kind of feel almost bad for laughing at you, but you deserve it. You deserve it. Just go. Leave.
Well, I guess that's
Go.
your one W for the day.
Go.
But it's a temporary W. So
It's not temporary because
it's
the
a temporary
president cannot temporarily suspend habeas corpus. Like, come on.
It's a temporary W.
Are you gonna go? What you gonna do?
So, just one question: Who can who?
He's trying to do a
decides go
pop
to
quiz
war?
over something he just read.
What? No. Like who votes on or decides to go to war?
Who votes on or decides to go to war? Are you serious?
Yes, who can
The same
approve,
people that's going to determine whether or not habeas corpus can be suspended. Popcorn.
but
my
can the
God.
Tell us
president?
who. Freedom.
Oh my God.
It is Congress, right? But cannot the president of the United States?
President can't do any of it alone.
Yes, he can.
No, he cannot. No,
And,
he cannot.
and that explains why President Obama went into Libya and Yemen and had engagements there militarily, because it's within a certain time frame. It's under 60 days.
What's your point? What's the
It's not
relevancy
true,
here?
That,
Freedom.
that
What's he
Congress
talking
has to
about?
vote to go to war, but there's things that the president
Fix
can
him.
do. There's things that the president can do.
This is insanity.
Did not make the decision alone to go into Libya.
Well, it wasn't
Y'all
Congress.
gotta stop. You gotta stop that.
It wasn't
you gotta
Congress.
stop that. Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
not
And in
Congress.
addition to that, it was not a full-scale war.
It was a military engagement, right or wrong.
No, it was not completely a
was.
full-scale war. I
It
think
was.
your problem is that just like you want to talk about
That's the
invasion
powers
right
that
now.
the president
Hey, popcorn,
has.
popcorn,
There's powers that the president has.
Oh, this was
popcorn,
something that was
popcorn.
actually. Go ahead.
But we all know
Popcorn.
that.
Can you give the definition of an invasion? Popcorn, because this is part of the problem. Popcorn.
Yeah.
Can you give the definition of an invasion? What are the statutes? What are the requirements of something to be classified as an invasion? Because you just technically contradicted yourself.
No, the commander-in-chief has the ability to designate.
No, not just from the U.S. I just want to know, what is the definition of an invasion? Because you just contradicted yourself.
Again, the
It
president
doesn't have to be from the U.S. What is the definition of an invasion?
It's within his power to determine
my God.
something that is an
Oh my
invasion.
God.
May the force be with you,
Popcorn.
Free. May the force be
I'm
with
just
you.
asking you the definition of an invasion.
It's when one entity goes in and invades
One
another.
entity? Okay, so then I need for you to explain. Does that mean like it's like a chain of command established or something? A government is behind it? Is that what it means?
No.
What's the definition of invasion?
An invasion is just like I said, when one group or entity goes in and invades a territory of another group or entity.
And no, be more specific. There has to be someone in charge of that in order for it to be considered a military invasion. You can't use that one way and then make exemptions for the other way.
So now you want to add military in there.
If you're in a declaration of war, an invasion has to be on a military term.
It's a different definition when you say military invasion.
There's no what?
Yes, you're confused.
You were talking military.
Yeah, you stepped right into that one. You got popped.
You were talking military popcorn. No, you didn't. You were talking military. You talk military. So what's the definition of invasion? To declare a war, which is what we're talking about. What is the definition of invasion? To declare war, what is the definition of invasion? Are you going to answer it?
That's not what you asked.
Are you going to answer the question? Are you going to answer the question? You were talking about Libya. We're talking about a war. To declare a war, what's the definition of an invasion?
Malik, please.
Anyway,
that's fair.
But you walked into that one,
what's the definition of an invasion? We're talking about a war.
Free, you walked into that one.
So he doesn't want to talk about it. So let me just help you guys. If he wants to talk about Libya and saying that that's a war, if that's the truth, if there's a war, that means there has to be a chain of command and a military theater especially for there to be a decree of war, of a military invasion. And if that's the case, that's the declaration that would consider an act of war for war times. So let's take Popcorn's ideology here for a moment. Can someone please name the chain of command for the migrants coming across the border to justify a wartime decree from the President of the United States right now?
Popcorn, name him.
You could say that
No.
Name him,
that
Popcorn.
the leaders of some of these nations are
No,
sending
that's
their
not how it. No,
Wrong.
no,
Nope.
But-
no.
Hold on, Free. Nope. An
Go ahead.
NSA report that was
But
released
there's
just last
no-
week. Popcorn, I'm talking. Respect it. Thank you. A darn NSA report released last week, which was combined of all of the three-letter agencies, including the FBI and the CIA, found that the Venezuelan government actually did not participate in supporting or forcing migrants to cross the southern border into the United States. They did not participate in it. There was no evidence. This is literally the reason why a lower court judge actually imposed an injunction on the Trump administration saying that they could not deport a plane full of Venezuelan migrants from Texas just last week. All right. So that is why, because they do not have evidence of an actual invasion of Tren de Aragua. So I call them TDA because sometimes Aragua is hard for me to pronounce. But yeah, so that's why. So they don't even have evidence of that. So you can't say that these nations are supporting them.
Yeah, and
So-
it doesn't
there's
even
that.
matter. It doesn't even matter because for it to be an invasion, there would have to be a evidence of a military chain of command
Exactly.
or
They
a
don't
government
have one.
chain of command
No, it
coming
doesn't.
from this. And you do not have evidence
Tell
that
me
one
where-
of these countries is having
Oh,
all these
popcorn.
people from 70 different countries. Hey guys, let's under my command bring somebody over here so they can come into the United States. You don't have that proof. You don't have proof of any type of
So
chain
show
of
me
command
where-
whatsoever.
So
Popcorn,
show me where it
popcorn,
must, in order to be
popcorn.
an
Call of
invasion,
Duty
show
doesn't
me
count.
where it says that it
Call
must
of
be a
Duty
military
Call of
doesn't
Duty's wild.
count.
Show
Call
me
of
where
Duty
it says
doesn't
that.
count.
You can't do
It
it.
doesn't count.
You
It
can't do
doesn't
it.
count.
You can't
What
do
are you
it.
talking about,
Alrighty.
popcorn?
You can't do it.
What can I do?
Did you not hear what I said?
No, not really. There's an orange popsicle jammed down your throat.
No, but put down the coffee and get the thing out your mouth. All right. So
You're disgusting, popcorn.
yes, she is.
You
So,
are. You're disgusting, popcorn.
Show me where it says that a military invasion is the only definition of invasion when it comes to the Constitution.
No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about decree of war. We're under a wartime decree. Okay, let me
Show
put
me
it
where it
together
says
for
that
you.
only
Let me
war
put
can
it
be
together
an
for you,
invasion.
honey. We're going to clap out
Show
the
me where it
syllables,
says that.
okay?
Show
We're
me
in
where
a
it says that, and I
wartime
will concede.
decree. The Alien Act is a wartime decree. Let's clap out the syllables. Wartime decree. So in order for it to be a wartime decree, we'd have to be in a state or a threat of war in which our sovereignty is being impeded on by another country. So I need for you to provide proof to justify a wartime decree. That is what we're talking about. I'm so sorry that was so hard for you to catch on to. We are in a wartime decree. So therefore, you have to use the definition of invasion based off of a wartime decree because you're using a wartime act.
And show me
It's
where
not that complicated. Is
Show
it
me where-
complicated?
It's
it
not.
is for you. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No,
Well,
it's
for you, it
not.
seems to be though.
Yes, it is. Aliens Enemies Act, not a War Enemies Act. Alien
is-
Enemies Act.
Again,
What
that's
is
literally
alien?
the act that the
I mean, it's
May
in the
7th.
title.
Hold on, time out. May 7th that the judge placed the injunction on to stop it and said that the Trump administration cannot enact it. They can't use it. So there's that. There's that. And you know why they said that? Because there's no evidence of an invasion. The Trump administration has failed to provide any evidence that the United States is actually being invaded.
Again,
So
it's
there's
up to the
that
president.
popcorn.
It is the president's discretion to do that.
It's not the president's
No, it's
discretion to
not.
do it. You have to have evidence. You can't just do these things. He can't just yell fire when there's no fire. It's not his discretion. Popcorn, do better because you got popped. You got popped, popcorn.
No, actually, Free got popped because
Popped.
she says He says that invasion only occurs when it's military.
Popcorn,
And
you got
that's
burnt in the
not the
microwave.
definition.
That was
I
fun.
can
I want
smell
to do
the
that
burnt
again. Hold on,
popcorn.
free. Hold on, free. Hold on, free.
That's
Hold
what you
on.
call a dog walk. What you call a dog walking. Show me where it says that a military invasion is the only definition of invasion. You can't show it. You can't show it. You made an assertion and you can't prove it. You can't prove it. It is what it is. You can't prove it. Yep. Y'all got pop. Y'all got pop. Y'all got pop. Y'all got pop. Y'all got dog walk. You dog walk yourself.
Popped. Popcorn,
You
guess
dog walk
what?
yourself.
Guess what, popcorn? Guess what?
You got dog
Guess
walk.
what? You got popped.
You got dog
You
walk.
got popped.
You got dog walk. Just making up
Popcorn.
random
That's a good question, Neely.
That's
Popcorn.
what y'all
Wait, hold
do.
on.
Just
I gotta
make
go
up
back to my
random
voice.
stuff.
Popcorn, why don't you just leave? What's happening? Why won't you just leave?
Because I refuse to leave until you boot
You
me.
got popped.
because- No.
We already proved you wrong.
I'm
You're the one that
telling
sat
y'all
here and
in
said that
case-
the president
No.
can temporarily suspend habeas corpus. You still haven't provided anything to show that the president can.
And I told you I
suspend
would come
habeas
back
corpus.
with that proof. I'm not going to spend.
Popcorn, we
the
won't see
time
you for
here.
another year and a half.
I
You're going to want
want-
us to forget
I
about
want
this.
Free to admit that
You're going to
she
want us to
can't
forget
find-
about this, Popcorn.
She can't find where it
You're
says
gonna
that
want
an
us to forget
invasion
about
only
this.
applies to military.
No,
She can't do it.
Popcorn. If it was actually something that the president
do
could
it.
actually do, it would be there in the Constitution.
And
You
if she
would
did that for
literally be
15
easily able
years-
to actually Google this information.
And
You'll
if
be
she
able to
can't-
Google it, and you Google it. Good grief! All right, you'll be
And
able
if
to
she
Google
can't
it and
provide
find a source to back up
she's
your
done this
claim.
for 15 years,
However,
what does that say
it
about
ain't a thing. It's just not a thing. It's not a thing.
It is a thing.
It's okay to say you were wrong. It's
It is a
okay.
thing. It is a thing.
It takes a real man to say I was wrong.
It is a thing.
It's not a thing, Popcorn.
So why don't Free admit
None of
that
your
she's
friends
wrong?
are ever going to get. Is Clint still here? I just want to ask Clint one
When is
question.
Free
Nah, Clint's
gonna
gone.
admit that
Clint's
she was
not
wrong?
here.
When is Free going to admit she was wrong?
Is there a Trump supporter here?
That's what I want Free to do.
Let me
admit
see.
she was
I want to
wrong.
see if there's a Trump supporter here.
He's really
You
upset
asked
at me
invasion,
because
and then you tie
so Erica, what
only
happened
militarily.
was he was on.
He's trying to
and
pivot.
He was
I
on
don't feel like
another
only
pivoting.
panel.
military.
I
Yeah,
don't
he's
feel
trying
like
to
pivoting.
pivot. He's upset
Hey, user,
and he's
hold on
got a
one moment. Free.
vendetta
I'm so
against me.
sorry.
Military.
I believe you. Hey, user, are you a Trump supporter? User don't even know he here. Nope. He don't know he here. User. User at work. All right. Have a good night at work, user. Thank you for listening. That was a pocket request. Hey, solid. Popcorn, you've had so long to find a source. That's the only reason why I kept you here, because I was hoping that you would find a source that would show us, that you would actually show us that, you know, the president has the right to temporarily suspend, what's it called? Habeas corpus?
Yes, I'm going to stick to that.
Yeah, sure. Come on. Do
I'm
it.
going to stick to that. And
on,
again,
do it.
like I said, I stopped doing the research because we got onto a different topic, which
you,
Free
Free.
got dog walked.
No. You conceded. You conceded and said that you would come back with something. And guess what? I've been giving you time.
the
That's
habeas
literally the
corpus.
only reason why you're still here.
With the habeas corpus,
That's
I said
it.
I temporarily concede until I come back.
concede. Mm-hmm.
But the other things that Free brought up, and she walked into it herself.
Popcorn.
so-
Guess what?
Guess what?
Yep. You got dog walk.
You got popped.
You got dog walk.
And Popcorn, please don't call me
Yes,
Free.
you did.
Please don't call
Yes,
me
you-
Free. By the way, you don't know me well. You
Uh,
don't call me Free.
Well, I don't want to know you, and that's what it says.
Okay, then
Free.
call me my full name. It says it. It's literally like you can't read that. If you can't read that, what makes you think we're gonna believe anything you try to interpret then? My
Well,
full name is right there. Where does it say just Free?
it says Free on my screen.
There.
It literally says freedom.
I don't
your
see
literacy.
I don't see
Yes,
the DOM on
it is
there.
illiteracy because he honestly believes that the president can
It says
suspend
Free on my screen.
habeas corpus. I just think that is a wild take. That is a wild take.
And
My
like the top one
11-year-old
says,
could
Erica,
research this and
stop.
write a paper on how it's
Stop.
Congress's job to actually suspend habeas corpus. They are the ones who hold the power there, not the president. He got a Nokia. He said you got a Nokia candy bar phone. Boop.
Well, I found something here to
You
help
found
out,
something. Okay,
help
go ahead.
free maybe a little bit on her misinformation.
Oh, so you don't want to talk about habeas corpus where you're wrong. You don't
No,
want
I
to talk
said I'm going to
about that.
revisit it the next time.
Okay. We'll see you in a year, Popcorn.
No,
All
I'll be
right,
back,
guys. Guess
probably
what time it is? Guess what time it is?
That
Time for me to go
authorize
night
the
night.
president to deport any alien or to license them to reside within the United States or in any place.
Time for me to go night night.
The Aliens Enemy Act. You got Pop there, free. You got Cook. You got Dog Walk.
Liv, why do you always do that? Why do you do that, Liv?
Because he didn't want
Liv,
any
you
part of
don't
popcorn.
want. Shut up, Popcorn. Liv, you don't ever say bye or anything of that nature. You just leave. I don't get it.
Well, that's
I
what
don't
everybody does
understand
when
it.
they get cooked by me.
No, oh my god, you keep saying that. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Well, it is.
Anywho.
Anyway, so I'm saying up
All
here.
right.
You got me stuff.
Good night,
Sweet
Free. I
dreams.
appreciate you
Hopefully
so much.
don't hear his voice making
Guys down in the
collateral
chat, give me
damage.
Hold on
a
one
W,
moment,
W
Free.
for
Free. Don't go
popcorn, W
anywhere.
for popcorn.
Popcorn.
Tap the
Popcorn.
screen, tap the screen, y'all. Tap the
Popcorn.
screen.
Can you do me a favor?
Let's get to
Popcorn.
200K, guys. Let's get to 200K.
Popcorn. Here's the deal. Here's the thing. I need you to like explain to the chat. You know, I want you to see something, Popcorn.
W.
Actually, I want you to say,
in the chat.
hey
W for
guys,
popcorn.
if Free and I got cooked, please, please, please put a 1 in the chat. If Free and I got cooked. If Popcorn got cooked, please put a 2 in the chat. I just want to see how many 1s and 2s we're gonna get. Not Popcorn voting for himself. Free, you saw that? Let's see.
Sounds
Which one are
about
we gonna get
Trumpish
most?
to me.
W
see.
popcorn. Look at that. W popcorn.
It says the most
Yeah.
sent so far is 2.
Yeah, got
You just only got to
support.
put 1, 2, guys. 1, 2.
And this is your live. People pay you. People
Popcorn,
pay you.
it's looking like you lost, buddy. You got popcorn.
Oh, look at that. You're getting
You
cooked.
got
Pop.
You're getting cooked.
You got
Popcorn.
cooked,
You're voting for
Erica.
yourself?
I know he is. He
Again?
voted for himself multiple times.
Yeah,
What a
multiple
a strange
times.
duck you are. Absolutely peculiar.
But real
All
quick,
right. Popcorn, you got pop.
all
Bye. Bye. Bye, Popcorn. Goddamn. All right, because we knew you weren't going to leave on your own accord. I was going to have to kick you out. Good grief. Hey, Free, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate
Yeah,
you,
no
love.
problem, love. Just drop me. You know, I don't got no grief.
That was so much fun. If you're not following Free, by all means, go ahead and do so. She is the foreign policy and governmental employee, like just brain. That's it. Like she knows all. So yeah, follow Free, guys. She hosts her own lives at times too. So please do so. Thank you again,
Take
Free.
care,
I
my
hope you have a
love.
great night, love.
You too. Sleep well.
Whoo, child. Hey, Auntie, send me $12. My aunt is here, y'all. My aunt is here. All right. Okay. All right, guys. All right. So once again, yes, I do record my lives. The thing is, I record my lives, but I really do hate like having to look through them and try to like figure out where the good stuff is. It's kind of annoying. I wish it was easier to do on a phone, but it's not. And I tried to do it via the live studio, and I ain't had that much success. But yeah, they're recorded. They are recorded. Also, they're available on Twitch and YouTube. If you aren't following me on Twitch and YouTube, by all means, you should go ahead and do so. Everything with Erica is the name. Everything with Erica is the name. And with that being said, we are about to head out because we're about to close. We are about to close it down, and I got to play my song, and I don't want to get a copyright thing on Twitch and YouTube. So, guys, thank you so very much for joining me on Twitch and YouTube. I appreciate the tubers and the twitchers. If you're not following me there, by all means, go ahead and do so. I definitely